Oh, isn't that magical? What a magical song. Hello. How are we? I'm early. I'm here. Just turn this down a bit. Hello, hello. Let's have a look. Is he Oh, I'm still waiting for him to schedule it. Hello guys, sorry, I'm early today because Hellhades is going to be streaming tonight instead at 8 PM and he is going to be on the test server. So I figured instead of forcing you guys to pick between me or Hellhades, you might be more interested in seeing what the test server's got. Obviously I can't show that, don't have access to it. So we've kind of moved the scheduling around so that I'm going to stream from now until about 8 PM and then you can jump over to watch Hellhades stream the test server and a bunch of other things like that. So yeah, that's kind of like been a plan today. Let me just sort out my screens here, just so that I know what I'm doing. It's been a busy all day today. Let's just sort this out. What is this? Okay. Sorry, I just need to ping a message over to someone quickly. That's exactly what I can do, Smurfblue. The only problem is a certain Hellhades hasn't actually scheduled his stream yet, so until he schedules his stream, I can't actually set up the redirect. So I was just pinging him a message now to just say, hey, let me know when you've done that, and I'll add it on. Is he streaming early this week? No, he didn't stream last night, Kessel, because I'd imagine he had an embargo. So he chose not to stream last night because I think he had an embargo instead. Am I playing Diablo 4 this weekend? Yeah, apparently you can get a mount, so I'm going to be playing it this weekend to get the mount. Tell me one simple reason why you play Diablo if you can play PoE, because I actually understand what I'm doing in Diablo and I have no idea what I'm doing in PoE, and the skill tree in PoE scares the heck out of me, where Diablo doesn't scare the heck out of me. So I do not have access to the test server, no. In fact, I'm not even in the content creator program. Not that we've really applied, I guess, but hey. How come I don't have test server access? Because I'm both Hellhades, but I'm not Hellhades all at the same time. Hey, iFire, how's it going? Speaking of test server, Oddwin, you've got the test server now, right? You're now a test server guy, right? The problem with the PoE map, the skill tree, is I have no idea what it's so big, it's almost terrifying. If I played it a bit more and learned it, I would, but it feels like a lot of time investment for what I don't have, basically. Post your first test video. Well, hey, look, congrats. Big congrats. It's much more, it's much fun when you have access to the test server, right? So. Hey Jay, how's it going? I didn't even play the test server. I helped Hellhades out when he's on holiday. That's all. Yeah, you get so many resources on it, right? You get like millions of gems. You can move gear around without affecting your main account. Like, this is the problem when I do content on my main account. Essentially, I have to basically do what every other player does. You know, break accounts, rebuild it, move it around, waste silver, waste glyphs. You can do so much on the test server you can't do on other things. So why is my... You know what? Sometimes they mess around with my playlist. What even is this song? Anyway. Put the playlist back where it needs to be. Put it on silent. Can I do it? There you go. Hey James. So yeah, so I'm streaming early today just because I wanted to make sure that it was like it's not that it's about viewership, or it's just you guys might be interested in the test serve and I didn't want you to feel like you had to make a choice, basically. So yes, Kessel, but I could test things out, right? Much easier. So we are back on the free-to-play. That's the account we have open right now. The free-to-play. It's surprisingly in a good shape, considering. Will Minions be able to find you in Diablo? Probably. I haven't looked into it yet, Jessica, I'll be honest. But I'll let you know. When it comes out, we'll definitely sort something out. So, actually, it's in a really good shape. I've got a really strong arena team. I can climb the Doom Tower. We beat the Griffin already. So, it's a new, fresh Doom Tower. Clan boss is a bit of a mess, we'll be honest. Probably, like, I can probably climb here as well. I probably need to do, like, some fights here. Yeah, I did. I actually have 2. I'll show you them now. Yeah, I got a bit more time in my hands now, so I can actually spend some time back on the free-to-play. We're starting to get back on top of the update stuff, so hopefully in the next day or 2, all of the champion ratings will be ready to go, and I'll be able to put them all on the tier list. And then just add in the few features like the area bonuses stuff and everything else like that. So we're progressing. When was the last time you logged into the account? So I logged into it about a couple of weeks ago to help, just to get Hellhades like back into the clan when he's doing the rabbit fusion. But it's been nearly. It's been a while since I properly played it. Like the first problem we're going to have to look at, and I don't really know how to solve it, is I have no XP boost anymore. The XP boost is gone. What was there at 7 like a week and a bit is now gone. So we're going to have to buy an XP boost. For God, I've never had to buy XP boost before, but I'm going to have to. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much have you kept up with the free-to-play in the last month? 0. I've got about 4,000 energy. I've got stuff here to use, but I haven't played it at all. I haven't done Clan Boss. I haven't done anything. Like I didn't do the Doom Tower. I barely logged into it. I managed to get a Void Shard last month from the Bazaar yesterday and got an Akimtum. Nice. That's a really big thing. I'd love an Akimtum on my free-to-play. I tell you what, this Mist Rider is insane. I'm so happy I made Mist Rider a 60. He's really good. Yeah, well, I never used my gems from last time, Kessel, right? So I didn't really burn through gems like other people. So I've got a pretty... Like, my account is in a solid state. I haven't got any legendaries. That's still not happened. I'm probably going to lose this one, am I? You know, we don't have a legendary champion. So that's a thing. Can we kill the reviver? Probably not. Oh, should be dead. Nope. Apparently not. Now should be dead. Coffin Smasher, what a beast. He's holding on. Heal him up. Heal him up, Orogrim. We got it. Comfortable. Yeah, so I've not really played it, but I haven't really burnt any of the resources that other people probably would have done. So I haven't got a legendary, but I do have a Myrmidon. So the sort of, I don't know what to call it. The Allied Protector option is there. We did try a nice little a cheeky live arena battle a minute ago, just to see how bad it was. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But yeah, so I got 4,500 energy. I've got 2,500 gems. I've got no silver, but that's fine. Obviously, we can climb here. I'm pretty sure I can get back up. Like, when I opened the game today, I had gold 3 rewards. So I'm pretty sure my defense and my offense is going to be able to climb pretty comfortably. This is pretty good. Like, I'm winning all these fights. Like, you can see my battle log. Pretty comfortable. I can beat teams that are like Ultimate Death Knight now with Mr. Adidithe. This dude is a monster, this champion. So good. Got him in Relentless. Fully booked now. He just cycles his way through stuff. So much fun. Really, really good. Got some masteries. I finally got masteries on champions as well, right? That was a big thing I didn't have before. I didn't have any masteries from my clan boss team. So I've got like a good set of champions with masteries now. So, but yeah, I'm kind of out of XP boost. Hey Laszlo, yeah, we're a bit early because Hellhades is going to be streaming tonight at 8 PM. So we're streaming 5 till 8. So, yeah, it's no XP boost. That's a bit of a problem. But what I did get, obviously, because I haven't played in a while, is I've got 2 of these wonderful spring return packs. So you get like a refill and a couple of auto battles. But I got 2 of them because I got one again today when I logged in. So like 2 free void shards. I'll take that. You know, all this nonsense. Like, I don't really want to see that. I'll take that, you know. It's not bad. Obviously, Dungeon Divers is out of the question. I can't do that. But Fusion Warm-Up event. I'll probably be able to get one at reset. I might not. I don't know if I'll be able to get the Ancient Shard. It's like, what is it? 2 days, 19 hours. So tomorrow will be 1 day, 19 hours. 19 hours. I'll probably be able to get it on the reset, I think. I may be able to get the Ancient Shard. I don't know. I'll have to check. So, but as I said, I haven't pulled a legendary champion. So far, all I've got is Altan, which I got from champion training. And I've got Rhonda, which you get from playing the game when you could get her. I've not got any other legendaries. I got some great epics. I picked up Ursala the Mourner. I got a duplicate Mr. Adidithe. Don't ask me how I managed that. Got a Gore Grab. It's got a Reviver there. Got plenty of revive options. You know, we got a Tishada. Don't want that. This dude is not too bad. One of them is not too bad. One Archmage or Arndulf. I always mix the 2 of them up. I think it's Archmage. I think it's Archmage. This dude is not bad because of this ability. It's pretty good. So he could be like a secondary off nuker. So yeah, so the account is in a great position. I've got a core team, which is basically Hoscarol, Deacon, Mr. Adidithe, Arogrim, Kale. These kind of like form my core team. And as I said, we do have the Myrmidon. There's a very strong possibility we could be building a Myrmidon clan boss team. Yeah, I'll probably stockpile shards. Wait, I purposely joined in live late. How come you're not that late today? Oh, yeah, as I said, because Hellhades is streaming later. So we're going to go till 8 PM today. How many voids do you think they will do for the next guarantee? It's probably 100 plus, I'd have thought. Was it HH that fed the Myrmidon? I think it was, yeah. So, yeah, so I'm kind of like... Oh, look, it's a high elf. How far can I get with this? Not very far, because I don't really have... So, obviously, factions are a bit of a mess, really. We've got some champs, but... Faction Wars is where I need to put some effort. So, the goal, basically, right now for my account is... I need to at least get to Nightmare. Right, I need to at least start building a Nightmare team. This is the team I've been running at the moment. As you can see, it's kind of like increased defense, poison, poison, decreased defense, decreased attack. It's a good team. But probably we need to like replace like Kale for the Myrmidon. Potentially. I don't really think I have a strengthened champion here at the moment, so got some good rares. But I don't really think
Like, I know that this shadow bow is not too bad a champ. Let's spin up the optimizer a second. I haven't updated my free-to-play account in a while, so it's probably a good idea to do anyway. Display. There we go. Hey Sota, how's it going? Yeah, and Usala's A3 is okay. She likes to do it all the time, right? That's the only problem. Altan I haven't figured out a use for. I gotta say, I have no idea what to use Altan for. I literally have no idea what to use him for. So, like, what I want to know is, do I have anyone that's got Strengthen? Because I think actually Strengthen is probably more valuable. Oh, I do have Ursala the Mourner. It's just a shame that that is on such a long cooldown. I don't really think I can use it for... Like, I don't think I can use it for... What faction is she? She's not a Dark Elf, is she? She's a... Sacred Order, right? I'm sure she's Sacred Order. Nope. What faction is she? Bannerlords. Why did I... That was hard work. That was hard work. Like, this is not really usable in Clan Boss at 5-turn cooldown. But I feel like Strengthen's actually a really good pick. So, you know. But the first problem I've got is I need an XP boost, right? I need an XP boost, and I don't have an XP boost. I don't really have much food. Like, I'm pretty sure I've used up all of my food now, so I probably need to start, like, maybe thinking about another 60 as the first point of reference. I don't really know what, but probably it's going to be the Myrmidon. I actually don't know. Let's have a quick look. See if we can find on Deadwood's site, like a standard... like, 1-1 ratio team. That's all I want, really. Double counter attack, basic. I mean, I could literally just build like, what is it? Do I LARP? I don't. I did know someone who does LARP. I don't particularly myself. I'd need a 4-3, wouldn't I? Yeah, you're right. I need a 4-3. I probably need double 4-3. Let me get off. It's slow because I'm logged in. Misbehaving. Yeah, thank you. I need a 4-3. I probably need a double 4-3. What's LARP? LARPing is when you basically, what do they call it? Live action role play, Laszlo. So basically, it's like, you know, like the things you see where people have to survive like a real life zombie apocalypse and stuff. That's kind of LARPing. A lot of people do it for like pirating and different things like that. It's quite fun. I've never done it myself, but I've seen it. I can imagine it's a lot of fun when you get into it, the right community, right? You've got to get into it with the right community, otherwise it'll be a bit. Various speed ranges for Champion 2 with a cleanser. That would be nice. What have we got here? These are not bad. DPS, 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 DPS. These two are the ones that are running at 4-3. Let's just start with a Nightmare team. Where's the 4-3 come in? Well, that's not really a 4-3, is it? Oh yeah, it is. They're in the middle. So obviously our ally protector here would be Myrmidon, of all things. Which we'd probably have to put as a... Where do we want that Myrmidon? He's moving around a bit. We'd have to have it there. Oh, actually, we probably want him in Steel Skull's position, actually. Myrmidon would go here. And we'd probably put it in there. And the other 4-3, I guess we'd want to go... The problem is I don't really have an extender. Because they're going to alternate. And I don't really want to alternate, do I? How's the mouth feeling? Is dental makes it easier with all the gear? Yeah, dental health is much better. It's still a bit weird at the moment. I'm still getting used to having the retainer in at night and stuff. So we're adapting, but it's better. My mouth is still just adjusting, not having the brackets all over it. Use Grazo. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just use that Void Lego. We're going to have a look at the champions, actually, once we've had a look at this. We could do something like this. There we go. I just want the 4-3 in the right position. So we've got the 4-3 here. The problem is getting the ally protection in. It's still not the right place. Because Sepulchre Sentinel is going to go here. So, for example, we could have Myrmidon going here with his A3 like there. But we kind of need the A3 with Skull Crushers going. I don't really know if we can fix it. I think Grazo is going to be monstrous for PvE Kessel. Like, I think he's going to be absolutely monstrous. You surprised Big G. It's actually, when you first put it in, you notice it, but after like 20 minutes, you don't. It's okay. But it's not comfortable initially. Yeah, Myrmidon's the only ally protector. They haven't released them yet, Acrobat. They've announced them today. I don't think Grazo will be as relevant in PvP Kessel. I think he'll play the role of Vogoth. Because he doesn't... I don't think he hits hard enough, right? I don't think he'll hit hard enough. Like, his A2 is max HP, right? From what I've seen. So, I need to find a 4-3 where the 4-3 is at the first turn. Which is that. Perfect. Okay. Okay. That. Yes. Nice. And then I want to have it so that that goes there. Nice. So that everyone is protected. Obviously, Skull Crusher here. We wouldn't have. So the team that I'm thinking of having is obviously Myrmidon. We would have... probably Deacon. But obviously, turn meter is not great here, I'll be honest. I'd have to turn off Deacon's A3. But that's alright. Let's put Deacon in this position here. But not do his A3. Whoa. What have I done? There you go. It's better. So we get the A2, A1, A1. But we probably want Orogrim. I guess, because he's the best poisoner. Or do we just go Kale? Probably easy to just go Kale, actually. So we put Kale in here. Unless we got a better poisoner. Do we have a better poisoner? Poison, 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 poison. Who have we got? We have Yaga. Well, I mean, it's just because I got Myrmidon. Actually, to be fair, wouldn't Myrmidon be... If I can make Myrmidon work, wouldn't that be interesting? People keep trying to convince me that 4-1s already existed because they were running the Mythbuster and counterattack and ally attack counts as an extra turn. And I'm like, no. Extra turn and ally attack and counterattacks don't count as extra turns. That's cheating. I actually quite think Corpse Collector is quite good, by the way. I think Corpse Collector, man, it's not terrible. We basically get 3 poisons, 100% chance. We get a heal reduction, decrease accuracy, not so great. And a leech. I mean, I could go Corpse Collector. I think it's a 4-turn cooldown on that A3. Yeah, it's not the same thing though. Yeah, extra turn is more like it, Zeradin. But people were actually trying to convince me that the Mythbuster was a 4-1 team because there was an ally attack. And I'm like, no, that's not the same. So like, this is not bad. It's a 100% chance to place 3 poisons every 4 turns. And a leech. I don't really think it's worth it. We have 2 grave chills as well. She does the decreased attack, right? Or decreased defense. So we'll always go grave chill. So yeah, so I mean, in terms of role assignment, Coffin Smasher, obviously coming in, probably in the Skull Crusher position. I was thinking of having this dude. What is he? Hoscarol. I feel like Hoscarol should still be in here. In this position. Because we get increased defense. He needs to go in Coffin Smasher's position, though. But he needs to be on a 4-1. Just don't know if I can do it. He outruns his... That's the problem if I put it there. He outruns his Ally Protect. Figure out where to put him. I need him running at 4-3, basically. But if I put him here running the A3 increased defense, I lose it on Myrmidon and Coffin Smasher. Because Coffin Smasher is just in the wrong position here. I would imagine he needs to go... that. And then we're falling in the wrong place, right? Hang on. Yeah, see, it's too fast then. So yeah, he's kind of in an awkward situation. Hoscarol, like, I need him to be like ahead of Coffin Smasher, otherwise we don't get the increased defense on 2 people. The Void, no, the Void Legend will not be guaranteed. It's too strong. When will the Shard events end? I'm like a dairy cow that's been milked to the point of dehydration and chafing. It never end. It's never going to end. There was always going to be a big summon tomorrow. It's this clan versus clan, right? And it's not a personal one, so they try to entice you. So if we move Hoscarol here, it basically means that we have no AoE increased defense for the first wave there. Or we could basically, we could still do that, but we can basically move his A3 to there. So we have ally protection, but no increased defense for the first wave. And then we have increased defense for the second one, but no ally protection on Hoscarol, which I feel like is a mistake. I feel like it has to be that, and it has to be like this, where we basically get increased defense. The only issue is this thing. I need Coffin Smasher before Hoscarol. I don't think I can do that, because if I put him in this position, Kale needs to go up. And it breaks. I don't know how to fix that without going super fast. I could go fast there, but it's still not quite right. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's better. So now we have the right setup. Myrmidon is going to lose his increased defense. There isn't much I can do about that. I'm either not protecting Hoscarol, or I'm not getting increased defense. So I'd rather take the not increased defense and just try and build a tankier Myrmidon somehow. And then for the stun, we're just going to have to put it on like Hoscarol ideally. But I think that's the right setup. All we need to do now is figure out the rest of the team. So we've got decreased attack, ally protection, increased defense, poisons from Kale, and AoE decreased defense. I think that's the team, I guess. Any content creator's done a video on the most powerful A1s in Raid? I don't think so. But it's basically Fenax, Candrathon, Constantine. Why you want them to end or don't participate? Yeah. I'm booking out Little Miss Annie tomorrow for Clan vs Clan. Even without the books, I've been one-shot in Duchesses. Yeah, she's kind of nutty. It's only champion, I think, that can one-shot the Sand Devil at stage 7. So, I think that's the team I need to build, right? We basically get increased defense on everyone. We get ally protection on everyone. And the only downside is we will lose, as we come down here, we'll lose increased defense on Myrmidon. And we will lose... obviously, there's no cleanse, right? So, spirit friendly falls apart. Not much I can really do about that. Because I don't have a cleanse. So... in terms of forcing the stun, ideally I want Hoscarol to take the stun because he's immune to stun. Now, in terms of affinity-wise, well... we can kind of force it with... the fact that, like, we can't force it affinity. It'll be interesting. I think that's the best way, though. Obviously, the speeds are, you know, are pretty achievable, I guess. I got some reasonably good gear here. Don't think he needs accuracy, does he? No, so we build him with like super HP. Defense, nice. Accuracy, don't need it. I've got the gear for it. Do you have anything here? Oof. Oof, nearly. Speed? Ooh. I have returned to the free-to-play with my triple roll-in. Wahahaha. That's the second triple roll I've had today on this free-to-play. The second one. I can't pull champions, but I can roll gear. It's about my only use. So yes, I think that's a good team. Right? I feel like, you know, is it gonna like survive long? Probably not. But it'll do a job. I kind of need books though, because I'll be honest, I have one rare book, and Myrmidon needs like 2. So I need to find rare books from somewhere. I could probably buy the one here, but I have no like. I have no gold bars. I'm still trying to get the Drexar, so. Can I have you pull my soul stones when I get them? You really want me to pull shards on any variety? Are you sure you want me to do that? Are you really... serious question now. Do you want the person who cannot pull champions to use your shards for souls? Well, I have to sign some sort of like disclaimer at the start that I cannot be held accountable for my bad behavior, because I'll be honest, it's a very strong possibility you're not going to get much. Progress missions. It's a good point, actually. Let's have a look. Good point, zeroed in. But yeah, if you want me to pull them, I can. Absolutely. Just be warned that I suck, basically. If you want me to roll your gear, I'm good at that. Right, let's just use up some of these tokens. True. Better than kidney souls. Yes, you're correct. True, I did just get a 5-star Gergo on my main account. But that's the first like decent soul I've had out of a tier 2 stone in like a very long time. Can we like kill the Rhonda? Can we not like... Can we kill the Rhonda? Thank you. That Magister did a big wind-up for a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, I did, Brissinger. But it's been a while since I pulled anything good. Right, it's been a while. Although I will say, I actually am not that like crazy about a 5-star Gergo. Because I'm like, I have no idea what I'd use him for. Because he's like, freeze is not meta at the moment. Now, Altan does hit really hard with that A2. The problem is, you kind of need him to have debuffs. Which is like awkward because he doesn't have debuffs. Do you know what? I'm not even using Deacon on any of these champs. I'm sure Deacon should go there. Oh, we should check what we've got in the daily missions, actually. What do we need to do? Win a tag team arena or mix one affinity potion. That's fine. Let's go mix one of these. Cool. Win a tag team arena battle against a team with a higher team power. You got it. Who is my best champion for damage dealing? It's probably that. And then let's take out you, and you. Oh, still too strong. Yeah. That. That should do it. I don't actually have the share button available on Dead with Jedi. Anyone knows why? You need to be a subscriber to Dead with Jedi's website. You can create a membership for his website and then you'll be able to save your share links. I'm glad to hear, Roger. Yeah, it's taken me a while to get the full list of all champions that can do that silly mechanic, but we now have a full list of all the champions that can get multiple benefits out of like artifact sets. It's kind of cool. Will I win this? I don't know. There's a lot of healing. I feel like if I kill Ultimate Death Knight, I've got a chance. I do have a lot of poisons. Like, Arogrim is kind of a dominant here. It's whether that judge starts like pumping me. Let's take her out next. Either way, I got Fortis these days. You got Fortis. Fortis is really good for like some stuff. He's not like amazing, but he's not as bad as everyone gives him the rep for. Come in, Dithey. One shot them all. What a monster. What a monster. Boom. Right, that's that. Okay, what other things? We need to win a campaign battle. I haven't done it yet because I've realized I need to get an XP boost. Fight with one rare. Defeat a faction war boss. That's going to be a problem. Oh, we're close to a legendary book as well here. Where are we at with progress missions? Win 5 superior force potions from the Force Keep. Is the Force Keep open? No. So tomorrow, where can we progress? We can do this. We can do that, and then Void on Sunday. Done that, done that, done that, done that, done that. Pretty straightforward. Stage 10, it should be fine. Done that, done that. Stage 10 hard, done that, done that, done that. 7.5 million in a single difficulty should be fine. Basically, I'm all the way there. Relic Keeper. I should probably... Oh, I've already got one in the vault. There you go. Saves me that. I need to go farm an Executioner, farm a Templar, and farm a Sorcerer. So I'll probably start farming this, I guess. So yeah, I got all these rewards to do. Pretty good. Is Atkinson still that great for Hard Spider? Yeah, he's in my Hard 10 Spider farm. Doable. Before we end the stream, I'll be jumping back to my main and I'll show you. It's really good. What tier 6 master would you like on Seer? I like War Master because it helps kill a boss. However, if you haven't got the gear, Flawless Execution is better because of the crit damage, right? But if you can afford to not have the Flawless Execution, War Master will help you kill a boss quicker. Is 4-3 viable if I don't have a buff extender? Absolutely. Look, there it is. Am I on the right screen here? Look, there it is. It's viable. Will it like do like loads of damage? No, because it's not a 2-1. It's more, the question is more, is a 2-1 viable without a buff extender? Probably not. A 4-3 is like a simple bog standard ally protection into a Myrmidon. Like, this is as basic as you can possibly get. I've got one decreased attack champion, a decreased defense champion, and then I've got a poisoner, an increased defense champion, and then an ally protector. It's as basic as you can get. Is the Acton Spider 10 hard faster than 2 HP nukers with reset? If you got the perfect one, which is Ignatius double nuke reset, I think that's faster. But mine does it in 24 to 30 seconds. It's Semi Stefano. Like 24 to 30 seconds, give or take, depending on like just time. I'll show you the run before I finish the stream, so you can see. You think it's worth going all out for Harima if you don't have Sify or increased defense in the arena? I don't actually think Harima's that strong for arena. Caval. Like, I've seen a lot of people say she's like Giga OP. She's nowhere near the level of Taras and Rotus. Like, she's not even on the same tier. I'd put her with the Baron tier, right? Baron for me is not SS tier anymore, because Baron can be countered. Harima can be countered. You just kill her early. If she can't scale, Harima's not that scary. Where Harima gets scary is when she can scale her defense number up to such a large number that you can't actually break her down and kill her, and then eventually she wins out because she drops your defense. But if you just kill her early, then it's like super easy. So I actually put her on the tier with Baron. I actually don't think Baron is that S tier anymore either, because I think he gets hard countered by Stone Skin reaction and other passives and things. Once he's blown his Sky Piercer, if he doesn't one-shot everyone, he's useless, and that's quite a big liability. Whereas someone like Leorius, someone like Rotus, someone like Taras, even people like Jorgid, Hefrak, they have more utility in their kit that they can get away with not necessarily one-shotting. Like Jorgid will one-shot because he ignores Stone Skin. He'll be able to break apart some of the things you can counter him. He's much harder to counter. Where Baron, if you're up against a 4 Stone Skin, you're just waiting. Sure, he hits really hard, but you know, it's a bit like Supreme Elhain, right? She hits hard, but if she can't kill anyone, she's kind of naff. She's useless. So I actually think the only SS tier nukers right now probably are Leorius, Rotus, Taras, Jorgid are the SS tier nukers. Everyone else is in an S tier below that level. So she's good into Rotus. Yeah, but is she though? Because Rotus is often paired with Sify, so he's going to cleanse the provoke, and then he's going to start one-shotting people. So I don't really think it's like unless she triple hits him, which she's got to do into like probably a protection or something of that nature, then she's not going to kill him. She's good. I'm not saying Harima's bad. She's still an S tier champion, but it's not like a Taras times 10 where I'm like, if you care about arena, you pull for Taras, right? Even Taras a little bit is not as SS tier without his support. He still needs a buff setup. But it's much easier to set him up. So I'm planning to do the Razorvarg 2-1 team on the free-to-play with MM in Reflex. So hopefully I don't have ally protection on. Does that sound crazy? With MM? Yeah, it does a bit odd one. I'd rather consistency. But I mean, if that's all you've got, then that's all you've got, right? You just got to go with it. But I'd prefer consistency. How are you defending stun target or ally protection up 100% time? So I'm using Hoskrill's passive, hopefully, that he's immune to stun, that he takes the stun so we still get the skills, and then just kind of tanking it. As I said, this is not a very survivable team. It's probably a comfortable, like, 2-key Nightmare team. But without the proper, like, OP champs to do more things, it's probably not as good. I need to try it out, basically.
I thought it would just be cool to try and at least do like a starter clan boss team with rare champions, right? My account doesn't have OP picks. It has some very strong epics, but it's no legend. It's not like I got a Chris that can carry me, or you know, I haven't got the rabbit, so nothing I can build here is going to be super carry. So I'm building a team that the average Joe would have to build, like someone who's just starting out in the game. And that's why I wanted to do this free to play, is so that I can relate better to you guys, the community, who don't have every champion under the sun, who don't have the ability to just make another rank 6, right? So, like, I don't have a problem fighting Harima. Like, I really don't. Now, it could just be that my main champions were Constantine and Vlad, right? Who can basically shut her down very comfortably. But I never really lost the fight because of Harima. Normally, I'd lose the fight because I can't get to the Harima. Like, the Duchess is hiding Harima, or some other setup is making it so I can't actually attack the Harima. But the way that I look with Harima is like, just kill her early and you don't have a problem. Whereas you can't really kill a Jorgid early. You can't really kill a Leorius early because he's got his passive. You can't really kill like a Taras because he's HP based, right? So it's very hard to just take them out. The champions that are SS tier are the ones you can't just like love tap to death. But I think Harima you can. Where Harima normally gets a problem is when she starts getting a couple of turns, then her defense numbers start growing and then you can't catch up and take her out. That's where she's struggling. But she's designed to counter people like Jorgen and Baron more than anything else. So if you don't have nukers that depend on ignore defense, then she doesn't add an awful lot of value. So Saf, damage reduction passives, i.e. Corvus, Pythian, Geo, do these stack and work against bosses like clan boss? Yes, but they're multiplicative, William. So it basically means if I'm taking 1,000 damage and I reduce 20% and then I reduce another 20%, it's not 40% damage reduction. It's 1,000 times 0.8 times 0.8 multiplicative. So it means, like, for example, just some basic math here. If I had 1,000 damage and then I did, if it was 0.6 additive, you'd take 600, but it's not. It's 0.8 times 0.8, so you actually take 640. So it's multiplicative. But yes, they do stack. Unless the skill specifically says it doesn't stack with themselves or other people. So if that's the case, then obviously it won't stack. So they always read the skill description. But if it doesn't say it doesn't stack, then it should. And it will probably always do it multiplicative in that sense. Time to do a tier list for nukers. I actually thought about going and doing a response to Hellhades video and going, I'm going to do my own tier list and see how it's different. So yeah, Oddwin, it's probably okay to do that. What's his cooldown? Is it a 5-turn or a 4-turn? Where is he? He's Night Revs, right? Miscreated. He's a 4-turn cooldown though. Can't you just run him as a 4-3 and a 2-1? Odd one. I don't know if that would work actually. Yeah, ideally you want a 3-turn. It's awkward. He is awkward. You might even find more success actually running a 1-1 instead of a 2-1 odd one, or maybe just running the rabbit more often. I don't know how that would work. So, Bright Future with a £10 super chat. Would you say this is okay for a 2-1 speed team for Ultra Nightmare? Would love to hear your opinion. Thanks to all you do for the community. What is the team, Bright Future? Pythian. I can see now. Pythian, Kyoku, Hellhades, Anax, Hotatsu. So let's just see what you've got covered here. Obviously, you have no unkillable. So you need defense. You're using Kyoku as an ally protector. As long as Kyoku is covering your ally protection, you should be okay. Mashaled will put you into a 2-1. Great. You got decreased defense and decreased attack from Anax. I would say Anax is quite squishy, so good luck trying to keep him alive. But if you can keep him alive, then he's great damage. And then Hotatsu, you've got your decreased defense and decreased attack, and you've also got some stun targeting and some healing, increased defense. Yeah. You've got all the right components in the right places, right? You've got a cleanser, you've got an increased attack, increased defense, you've got a block damage. Kyoku is probably one of the best ally protectors still because she actually just completely halves the amount of damage you take. She just takes out half the damage because of her block damage. Instead of her taking it, she just halves it, it's gone. Even to the extent that when you pass turn 50 with Kyoku, she's still reducing half the damage because the half the damage that she's taken as ally protection, because it's self-targeting, it doesn't ignore block damage. So the boss's damage to her
goes past block damage, but the damage she protects, the ally protection values that she then deals to herself or that she takes from your allies, that doesn't go through block damage. So she's still reducing the damage by half, even after turn 50. So I think that's a great team. Yeah, Bright Future. That's exactly the way I'd look for. I've got a cleanser, I've got an ally protector, I've got someone to put me into a 2-1, Marshall Ed. I've got good damage sources in 2 champions, and I've also got an increased defense and some continuous heals and leech for stability. Great. Alright, it's 4 turns, but it's on 3 turns with massive self-heal. Oh, it's on for 3 turns. Yeah. I mean, what you might be able to do, Oddwin, is like a 4-3 with a rabbit going at 2-1 or something. Check with Deadwood, Oddwin. He always has some like little secret tunes in the back of his closet somewhere that he pulls out from time to time that really works for these sorts of things. It's quite an awkward comp, but it could work. You mentioned Constantine. Is he worthy? Yeah, absolutely. Constantine for me is an S-tier nuker, especially if you pair him with Vlad. If you pair him with Vlad, he's very, very strong. Because he just block revives everything. So that's what I'm talking about with Harima. Because I have Vlad Constantine, if they let them through, I just go first, normally. And I'll find Harima and I'll just one-shot it. And it's dead. What can he do then? But on his own, he's still good, by the way. On his own, he's still good because he still block revives 60% of the meta. You know, he's blocking reviving Undead Hordes, Demon Spawn, and Night Revs. So that's your Hefrak, your Kaimars, your Duchess, your Siphi, your Rotus, your Jorgids, your Magnars if they were being used. Any of those factions, you know, you think all the champions in those factions, all the OP picks. We've got Gutrax has sometimes been used. Inithri, Withiz getting one shot and killed. Candrafons, they're all getting one shot and killed. You've got your Little Miss Annies if they're being used, dead. Sifis, as I said, Ultima Death Knight. Rotus, all getting one shot and block revived. Hegemons, Jorgids, I won't mention that. There's less OP picks in there. Arix if some crazy person is using it. Did I see Ash's video about the gear set procs? I did not, Ross. Do you want to TLDR what he said in it? I haven't had a chance to really catch up on those. Safa, who would you level up first, the Bunny or Brago? Probably the Bunny, Timothy, because I think the Bunny has more universal usage. Definitely the Bunny. You're welcome, Agrius. It took me a week to get it together, but that's the full list. I was going through my champs this week. I can make a +3 Constantine. I have a Vlad. Slowly working on that comp. Need books for both, sadly. Yeah, I mean, that's always the blocker is books, right? So I think for this XP boost, I'm going to have to buy 140 gems. That's so expensive. Oh. That's so expensive. But there's no other way that I can get an XP boost. Because I wondered about Doom Tower. And I was like, oh, maybe there's one in Doom Tower. But it's not up until like... till here. I don't think there's one in like the missions either. For ages. There's no XP boost. I don't think there's the next mission one. But like... that's like not till Sunday. Buy the 3-day one. I mean, that's not that much cheaper. It's better value. Hey, Airbad. Oh, quoted my video, played at 2 times speed. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, I think, Ross. Honestly, I think it's huge. Should I use Shaman as food to speed up my 60? I don't think Shaman is worth keeping, Connor. So yeah, that's not a bad trade. Where is Bellinor good for? Bellinor is great for any wave, Big Goofy. He's got an AoE decreased defense, AoE weaken. His specialty used to be Clan Boss Bat Eater, but not so much anymore because they changed his kit. He's basically great. You throw him in any team, put him in the leader position, you've just got a great carry. Very good. Daily's completed 5 times. Yeah, like, I'm not near this. There's nothing here to get. Tomorrow we'll get some from Clan vs Clan. I don't think I can buy it from the Clan shop, can I? No, I can buy energy, but I can't buy anything there. Can I buy it from the bazaar? Is there an XP boost anywhere? No. There's
There's no XP boost to be had. So either I have to burn 140 gems so I can start using my gem, or I just wait until tomorrow. Because tomorrow we'll get like 4 days. I'll get 4 days tomorrow from clan versus clan. Because we'll probably not that. Sorry, let me get this right. 2 days. Odwin, what tier do we get to for clan versus clan? Or Earbad, whoever. Can you remember what tier we got to last time for clan versus clan? Would Belno be good in Mythfru team? I wouldn't pick him, but he's probably okay. Yeah, he can be the DPS, Ross, absolutely. I think he can fit into the DPS spot absolutely fine. You would probably use the Mythfru aura. You'd use the Fushan aura, so you wouldn't use his aura, but you could use him for like the increased crit rate or the decreased defense. It's fine. We're tier 1. So I'll get 2 days of XP boost tomorrow, right? We'll get 100,000 pretty quickly. So I could wait tomorrow for the XP boost, or I could just burn 150 gems to get started. Because I don't have any in here. Like, obviously by Sunday, I'll be able to, like, pick up this 3-day boost. I'll also get some from the daily then. Challenges, I've done them all. Pretty much, this is the only thing I've left. Is I need to somehow get some regeneration gear, because I don't have any. And then get a champion of 50,000 HP, which I think is just a case of re-gearing. Like, he's at 33,000. He's at nothing. Kale is not far, 31,000. Deek's at 41,000. If I send it and put him in a banner, he'd be there. I don't know. Promo code. Yes, promo code. I haven't used a promo code. Is there a promo code? Good thinking. Is there a promo code with XP boost? Please tell me there's a promo code with XP boost. So if I'm trying to build a Seer Wave Clear, does Renegade work as a reset? Renegade is the best. Like, I use Renegade because I don't have Kaimar Jessica. It can work perfectly fine. Time limited codes. Is there an XP boost? There's an XP boost! Okay. Is there a better XP boost? When refill, 50 metals. Game Spring. So I could go PayPal Raid. I think I've already used. Demolish, I don't think I've used. Demolish. Whoever said Demolish, who is it? Gherkin. Oh, it's expired. No. Oh. It's expired. Rip. Okay, what about PayPal Raid? Maybe that one still works. No. Rip. It was going so well. Anyone have a promo code up there at sleeve with an XP boost? Oh, that's painful. I got so excited. I thought that was there. I need a promo code. Well, that's a ripperoni. Need to get the team to update that. I'm sure we did. Raid April Fun 23, maybe. Raid April Fun 23. That's expired as well. Am I on the latest page here? To start with. Oh. I can't believe that. I got so excited. Let's try another one. Some super old ones here. Maybe one of them still is alive. No. Rip. I think this one's expired as well, right? Game Geek Spring.
Oh, well, that's giving me something. I got potions. I didn't want potions. Okay, well. Dragon Egg didn't have any XP boost. Unfortunately, it only had an energy refill, some multi-battles, so... I guess I'm buying an XP boost. Because nothing in the... There's the next one, that's miles away. Ooh. I could go and burn a referral quickly and get a 3-day XP boost, wherever this one is. Let me see. Let me see if I can get a referral. Hang on. I've no idea if I've still got this account connected. Oh, it is there. Maybe this is the way. Maybe this is the method. Yeah, tomorrow in CVC I'll get one. No, it's not better to use the energy. It's just like I'm halving the amount of energy experience I get. You got 8,200 on the Challenger account. Jeez, you need to spend some of them. Yeah, we do have fancy animations now, Gore. It's like I'm a professional streamer somewhat. Somewhat. Can you do hard mode first stages? Even then, the XP boost is not that close. This is the way forward. Random referral account that I spun up at some point in my existence. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Let's go, let's go farm some campaign stages. We only need 5 levels, right? That's all we need. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, can we just not? There we go. I mean, Connor, your thought process has been my thought process in the entirety of this Challenger account. What do I spend my gems on? Do I do it masteries? Do I do it this? Do I do it that? Is Assassin a good raid DPS option? He's actually not a bad poisoner, believe it or not. I really despise Stage 5 campaign, by the way. It's an absolute nightmare to try and clear. It's so hard to try and clear. I don't even know if it's just efficient to run a lesser stage on this account just to get some XP. Because it's going to take a while to clear this. Like how much... Yeah. Goodie bag, whatever. Cool. Like, oh look, there's a 3-day XP boost. Can summon there. I really need to find that Challenger account, actually. Believe it or not. No, it's fine for now. I'm just doing some XP here to basically boost us up here. Increase the champion's level 3 times. I still have that account that I spun up for the Rhonda test. That basically has Sissia, Rhonda, Norog. It's not tied to anything, unfortunately. We'll send a champion. Yes. Can I mix? I'm gonna go do some stupid things. Promo codes. Can I ascend? No, because I don't have any of those potions. Yes. Oh, very good. Not what I want, though. I'm trying to find as quickly as possible the quickest way to get XP. How much would you bet there is an ally protector or Lego hidden behind those 2 ancient shards in the referral account? Do you want me to pull them? Nope. Nope. Let's try though. When I filter in that, I see Mordecai, but not Tyrant. Should he be displayed as well? It could be the target is weird. Acrobat. We need to have a review of the targeting because some things are targeted as relation producer of effect. So he's probably in there as a relation producer target rather than single target or AoE potentially. So just check the targeting. It's something we need to fix. Hey Citizen, welcome. How's it going? Ugh. Nearly. I nearly had him. YOLO the shards. Should I use gems or silver to expand my vault? So in the early stages of upgrading vault, Rodrigo, silver is a pretty good option. But then silver starts getting stupidly expensive, like we're talking several million. That's when I pivot over to gems. You basically make the decision when you feel like it's going to take you more gems to refarm the silver than it would take you just to upgrade it with gems. Now, I haven't fully upgraded my main account. I'm at like 280, 290, and I've taken the vaults up a little bit just because I'd rather manage the storage rather than like spend the gems. So cool. Right, that should have got me a refill, whatever. Don't really care about that. Experience. Oh, it's going to take a lot to get to level 20. I guess we just... These don't give me anything. I just guess we keep grinding the campaign. I don't really think there's a cheaper option here. Let's have a look at what stages on normal or efficient. I'd need to farm 58,739. So if we just basically get normal. I really... Stage 5 is the worst stage, isn't it? It's so bad. Like, you get man-eaters, you get unkillable champions, you get things that just ignore 100% of your defense. It's awful. Negative affinity, you name it, it's awful. Just having a look, see what the best stage is here to farm. Yes, eat the fodder. No, I need to try and kill this dude before he kills me. Which is going to be very difficult. Because those dogs do so much damage. Okay, well that's not going to happen, is it? Right, so how... Yes, okay, whatever. How far... Can I even book him? Oh, I can book him. Yes, go away. Not quite what I wanted. I wanted the cooldown, but hey, there you go. So, I can get to like stage 4. Durham Forest is, I think, actually better than Fellwind's Gate. How much are we going to get there? So stage... Mind you, Durham Forest stage... How bad was stage 6 here? Remind me how bad this is. think it's okay. It's only those dark elf ones that like annihilate you. That's the worst ones. These things are the like horrific, those things. Okay, so I can do that. That'll get me like, let's see, stage 6 gets me 567. God, this song annoys me. Where was it? So 567. And I need 58,000. So 58,000 divided by 567. 100 runs. Oh, that's awful. Should I just buy it? I don't know. I might just buy the damn things. Might just buy the XP boost. This is going to take a while. Use the epic book. Yeah, I'm going to have to, and because this is going to be, it's going to be too slow. Cats woke up. I mean, it's not too bad. Like, I mean, it's going pretty quick because we can pick up some XP boost here. Probably not too bad. I don't know if it's like a first time reward either. No, it's fine. We'll see. We'll see how much I get now. Like level 15 to level 16 is only like 6,000 needed, I think. Like it's going up pretty quickly. Might be better, I think. I mean, I could load in RSL Helper, but it'll probably crash my PC because RSL Helper. Use those multis. Yeah, I could do. I just want to see how much we get when we get the 2 quests done. I mean, wow, there's loads of multi-battles, right? We're almost at level. It's actually going pretty fast. Tell you what I'll do. Sell all. We'll run like 40 runs here. Run 50. Start multi-battle. Off we go. Right, well, that's happening. Let's go through the new champions that got announced. And we'll have a chat about those while we're waiting. Where is it? Right, so let's talk about these new champions. So Jetney is out in the I guess they got the test server and stuff. We'll have to see what her damage numbers are like. But I stand by my point that she's a Golden War Maiden. I don't think she's going to hit hard enough. We'll find out. We'll find out on a Hellhades stream in about an hour and what is it? About 2 hours? Well, an hour and 40 minutes. So, yeah. How much time on Live Arena? I don't play Live Arena, so I don't even know. Or how much time left on Live? What do you mean how much time left? What, Live Arena? I don't know. Yeah, you can have 2 player and play instances open at the same time. Hey, Alien, how's it going? How's it going? Right, so the key thing we actually had when we were talking about Jetney the other day was... Let me just hide Hellhades from the corner. He's scary. How good compared to Supreme Elhain, and she did less. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense here. So let's have a look at Alsgore.
The big question we had before we went into this was how good was the partner? Because obviously she does things with the partner, like grants an extra turn if she kills someone when Algo's in the team. She doesn't need accuracy when Algo's is in the team. So it was all very much like, you know, she'll ignore shield buffs as Algo's not in the same team. That pass is a bit weird because if she's going to do more damage against shield but then ignore it, then the damage component's pointless. But there you go. So let's have a look at Alsgore. We got an attack one enemy, heals by 20%, attacks, has a 40% chance of increasing the duration of 2 random debuffs on the target. Okay, I mean, we've got Vizier who has a 30% chance to increase all debuffs by 1 duration on the target. So if we're doing a pros and cons, like Jingwon does it better. Vizier does it better on an A1. There are some epics that extend, like Dark Hail has a 3-turn extend all debuffs by 1 turn. Not that great. A2, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs on an enemy. Okay. Has a 75% chance of removing all buffs, even if he weak hits if Jetney is on the same team. Removing buffs in arena, it's not good, right? It's not good. Not good. So... I mean, a continuous heal on all allies is nice on a 3-turn cooldown. Fully heals the target ally, then places block damage on all allies for 2 turns. So, okay, that's better. I mean, if you pull him, you've got a clan boss team. So that's not bad. When attacked, has a 50% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. This chance increases to 100% if Jetney's on the team. So if he gets attacked, he places a decreased speed of Jetney. 60 res in all battles. I mean, it's a bit weak, right? It's a bit weak. Yeah, I'll show the spider team at the end of doable. Don't worry. I will show that spider team. I have not forgotten. It's a bit lame, right? How does remove buff trigger polymorph if it does not place debuffs? Polymorph triggers when you remove a buff, when you steal a buff, or when you place a debuff, LEDs. It can trigger on any one of those. So if you remove a buff, trigger polymorph. If you steal a buff, trigger polymorph. If you place debuffs, trigger polymorph. Welcome to the world of why polymorph is a nightmare. How hard will he be hitting? He's HP based. He won't hit hard. If he hasn't got a conditional double hit and he's HP based, he will not hit hard. Does Atkinson stacks and does 3 on the team? They do stack, but they do funny things with an AoE. If you have multiple on the same team, each one will activate the passive, so they will stack. But if you activate an AoE with multiple of them, it only happens once, from what I understand. So this, to me, is a poor man's Helicath. In terms of like the 4-turn cooldown, 2-turn block damage champs, you've got Helicath, Tower, this guy. Because Tower has a cool thing where you can like block active skills and do a few others. He hits harder probably. But he is kind of like a good heal block damage. He could be annoying, I guess. Does he make it so that Jetney is worth using? No. Because the reason why is you've got block damage with remove buffs. If you had block damage with extend buffs, or block damage with a cleanse, or block damage with a debuff of some sorts, is fine. But you've kind of got like healer, but you're also removing buffs off the enemy. So you're kind of requiring accuracy and requiring to be a tank. It's kind of like a weird combo. Normally you want like a buff remover with debuffs like Ceres, or you want a healer with a cleanse like Pythian. He's kind of like this, well, I'm half a Pythian, half a Helicath, and like half a Ceres in one champ, and it just doesn't work. He's okay. Like, put it like this, if I pulled him on my free-to-play, I'd be like, great, I've got a block damage, I could build an unkillable team. He would still be useful. It's just, if you've already got a Helicath and you've already got a Tower, you wouldn't pick him over either of those. He's a poor man's Helicath, because at least with Helicath, you get the counterattack, get the ignore shields, you get that big shield, right? He doesn't cleanse your team, gives you one champion a heal, everyone else gets a continuous heal, and then he removes buffs and extends the duration. So you can't use A2 in the arena because you'll polymorph yourself. The AoE decrease speed on the passive is nice, but I feel like there's plenty of AoE decrease speed options now. You know, you can go White Dried Nia, you can go someone like Sylar if you need to. Like, there's so many decrease speed options. I don't really think he's like, that makes him so much good.
Yes, but if you if you remember what I said, if there is no conditional extra hit, HP-based damage dealers don't do much damage, and Mountain King is not HP exclusively, he's also attack as well, and he gets a bit of damage from his attack multiplier, which makes him, when he empowers, he gets more benefits. Magnar conditionally hits, that's why he's different. Typically, outside of Taras, Magnar, and Vasulf, HP-based damage dealers don't do enough damage, because they hit once and the damage scales are not very good. Mountain King is good, but he also ignores 50% of the target's defense. He also ignores block damage, so like it's not the same statement. Like, this guy does not do damage. He's not built for damage. He will not do damage. I can tell you now for a fact he will not hit hard. He has no conditional extra abilities. He has no ignore defense. He has no placement of decreased defense. He doesn't ignore any effects. He's not there to do damage. Again, Samson is only good if he kills someone. If he doesn't kill someone, he doesn't hit hard enough. And that's the thing. You've got to kill someone first. It's the same thing with Heffrak and Trundamind. If Trunda and Heffrak can't get their conditional extra hits, they don't hit hard enough. It's only because they repeat the attack that they get double the amount of attack, which means they do a lot of damage. But yeah, so I think generally, it's not like he's a bad champion. I just think he's a poor man's Helicath. And also, I don't think he's so strong that he makes Jetney any more than I thought she would be, which is a Golden War Maiden. Like, I wouldn't be... If you think in an arena setting, you can't run them both. Because they have no turn meter control, they don't buff enough, they don't protect the team enough, there's no reduction of things, she doesn't ignore any defense, you're never going to use her in live arena. It's just not going to happen. Constantine. By far and away Constantine. Constantine as an AoE, Mountain King doesn't, so he can at least bypass some of Ultimate Death Knight. Constantine can remove debuffs off himself. Constantine has one of the strongest A1s in the game. It's like not even close. So then we move on to Grazo Iron Gut. Let's just check the status of the... what's up to 17? It's getting there. Now this dude... Wow. This dude is... Overpowered Vogoth comes to mind. Overpowered Vogoth. I don't think he's the new Krisk. He's a different champion. He's nowhere near the new Krisk. He's a different champion. I can see the comparisons, but he's different. And the reason why I say he's different, Krisk you get ally protection, Krisk you get AoE decreased speed, Krisk you get continuous heals on himself, Krisk you get AoE increased speed. Like, he doesn't have anywhere near the value of Krisk. Krisk is still stronger, right? You wouldn't put this guy in Clan Boss and go, oh, Clan Boss is solved. You put Krisk in Clan Boss, it's solved. You wouldn't put Krisk in every single team and it solves the fight. Krisk just brings everything you possibly need to win a fight. This guy doesn't really do that, but he's a monster for PvE. I wouldn't say he's very good for... Like, I've looked at his kit. I don't think he's very good for PvP. I think there are better options for PvP. But what he is very good at is PvP carry. He's like, wow. So you get this. So I think the way you play this guy is he counters the incoming damage you take from bosses and big hits and heals it back up. And then he's going to reply with his A2, which is enemy max HP damage, to basically fully heal himself back up. And then you're going to like cycle back around with that mechanic. So you can't ever die. So effectively, he reduces all incoming damage by 70%. When it's not a boss. Yeah, he'd be very good for Bommel. I actually, when we were looking at this guy, I thought he'd be actually bad for Bomb, but then I realized, like, healing-wise, he's insane. Yeah, you can replace... Basically, wherever you've got Vogoth, this guy replaces him. Because you get increased resistance, increased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. Awesome. You get a 100% chance to provoke on a 3-turn cooldown. Awesome. You get an AoE, increase the duration of all buffs alongside an enemy max HP nuke. Awesome. Because of that, he's going to fully heal. And then you get this A1, which is an AoE, so you can put him in a stun set or provoke set or something of that nature. Places a shield buff on all allies except this champion for 1 turn. The value is defense of this champion's defense. It'd be interesting to see how strong that shield is when we get the information. But you basically get some more utility for your team. And then you have this effect here where basically he places Unkillable on himself. So it means he always get the heal. Now, the reason why I say he's not very good for Arena is the same reason why Vogoth is not very good for Arena. He's so easy to counter because you basically just one-shot him with Jorgid. And then he's useless, right? You just bypass his Unkillable. You just take out him first. Or you just don't hit him, right? He's got the same problem Vogoth has, where you just avoid the Vogoth, kill everyone else, then kill the Vogoth at the end. So I think he's not as good as Krisk. He's like nowhere near as good as Krisk. But what he's very good at is you put him in your team will never die going to a wave or a boss. Because you're going to have increased resistance. Like you think Iron Twins. You get increased resistance, increased defense. You extend the duration of that. Whenever the Iron Twins hits you, he heals. If he's going to die, he takes an Unkillable buff before he dies. And you've got enemy max HP. Okay, he will probably proc the boss. But that's good. I think he's actually a monster for Hydra. Because you basically, if you imagine, you're getting Giga Charged Vogoth with Husk. You get an AoE max HP nuke. That's going to full heal him. You get massive amounts of healing. Whenever the boss attacks him, all the bosses' attacks are AoE. So whenever the boss attacks, pretty much, apart from a few heads, apart from the Mischief Head and the Decay Head, all the attacks are AoE. And I think the Torment Head, most of the attacks are AoE. He's going to heal everyone by 35% of the damage received. So he's going to be a big healer. He's going to give you the increased resistance and increased defense to stay alive. You get a Provoke. You get a shield on the A1. You basically get Husk with Vogoth in one. He's not an Acrisia, but his A2 is an Acrisia. It's an enemy max HP nuke, right? So I think where his value is he OP? No. Is he very strong? Yes. Is he 5 out of 5? Absolutely. He's a 5 out of 5 champion. He's not overpowered. Is he good for PvP? In a niche scenario, maybe. Like, where Vogoth is good for PvP, he's good. But I think he's counterable. For PvE, if you pull him, you basically put him in any team and he just, like, hard carries your team. Your team will never die. I don't think he'll hit hard. His kit screams defensive utility. The A2 is naturally going to hit hard because it's enemy max HP. I don't think he'll hit hard. We'll have to see when Hellhades tests him. I'd imagine he'll be one of the first ones that Hellhades test tonight. Yeah, so like basically he's a Husk, DS Nix, right? He's not an Acrisia sub, he's a Husk replacement. Because he's Void, so you don't have any negative affinity. You get one AoE max HP nuke with a backup Provoke, and then he brings some more utility. So he's basically Husk with Vogoth, in my opinion. But yeah, really, really interesting champion. Really cool kit. Now, then we... YST is calling this Cornelia's mother. Cornelia's mother. Would a protection set work on him? Yeah, I think so, but I don't think you need to because you're going to have increased resistance, right? Like, you don't really want a protection set because you've got the increased resistance. So, Illicinia. Bit of a hard name to say, this one. Illicinia. Looks like Cornelia's mother. We get a 30% chance of stealing, booked up to 40%, 55% chance of stealing one random buff. It's not bad. This is an epic champion, so it's never going to be OP. Attacks all enemies before attacking, has a 50% chance of removing any block debuffs, and then has a 50% chance of placing block buffs on a... Is that 55? Is that right? That can't be 10%, surely. That's not 15 and 15, is it? Let me check. Is that 50-50? Could be wrong. Oh, it is. All right, then. What's that? 80% chance. That's pretty good on a 3-turn cooldown. Places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. Also places a 15% strengthen on a 4-turn cooldown. Heals this champion by 30% when their max HP whenever a shield buff is placed by the Shield of Aravia, expires, removed, or is broken. This champion is good for Hydra, I think. Just reading this, I think this champion is good for Hydra. Why Cornelia's mother? Because she's got a pale face. Looks a bit like Cornelia. YST was like, Of course he does. It's the resemblance. So, on the new Void Lego, will the shield be like Valkyrie shield? It doesn't say in the description. It will be like Valkyrie shield. We'll have to reverse it. We'll have to data mine the defense when it goes live on the servers, the multiplier. It's probably not going to be as strong as Valkyrie. It'll be like, I'm gonna guess it's somewhere between 0.1 or 0.2 defense. I'm gonna guess. So, hey, Golden Eyes. Yeah, I know DS Snakes. There are some OP. How does the heal work? 100k HP and 2k defense. Does that give a bigger heal than 100k HP and 4k defense? Well, the more damage you take, the more healing you're going to do for everyone, right? So he's going to do heals all allies of the damage he receives. So if he receives 70,000, if he receives 100,000 damage, he's going to heal for 70k HP to all allies. So that's why people make Vogoth squishier, but with like a reaction, because you don't want him to die. If he dies, he doesn't heal, but you want him to take a lot of damage and then heal back up. I think this champion, by the way, this epic is very good for Hydra. Very good. We don't have many good block buffs champions. Outside of Uko, outside of a few legendaries, access to block buffs champions is very rare, especially on an epic tier. If you don't have an Uko, they're like Wuji's the next best option. 80% chance on a 3-turn cooldown to place block buffs is great. And you also get a bit of heat shielding. The only downside is you can't really use it with another shield. So that's the only downside. Because obviously you want to activate this passive. She will be pretty good. I think if you're looking for like a Hydra option, I think she's pretty good. Outside of that, I think, you know, there's not much use for block buffs outside of Hydra. So, hello, Saf. Do you know what happened with Brimstone? If it got resisted, it goes on cooldown. If you resist, it goes on cooldown. Isn't it that fun? But yeah, they changed it now, Carlos. If you don't realize, if you haven't checked, you need accuracy to place low ascendancy Brimstone. The only one that doesn't is rank 6. So you need below rank 6, you need to accuracy. And then if you resist it, it still goes on cooldown. It's pretty trash. But hey, you know, Polymorph doesn't require accuracy though. Because Polymorph is only used by a certain subset of the community. And Polymorph is only 20%. And Polymorph is not that strong. Umbral's a good option for block buffs as well, Tim. The only problem with Umbral is you're kind of like, she's utterly useless beyond the A2 and the provoke, right? That's the only downside with Umbral. Where at least with this champion, you're getting a strengthen buff, a shield buff on a 4-turn cooldown. And if the Mischief Head does, you know, if they put out Reflect, you can take away the Reflect buff, right? Cantra's A1 is low-key strong because she can go and just take away like an ally protection buff, or maybe she can take away the Reflect buff, or maybe take away the increased attack of the Wrath Head if it pops. Don't underestimate the value of the A1 here for a Hydra Head. So, but yeah. Seriously though, an elf woman can't be the mother of a dwarf girl, can she? I mean, anything is possible, Christomir. Anything is possible in the world of fantasy, I guess. So, yeah, she's okay, Dutchy. What I meant is, like, she's basically just a block bus, right? You're dedicating an entire spot for one role, where Hydra normally you want to have, like, 1 and a bit, or 1 and 2 roles. The cooldown is on per champion, Carlos. But if both... So, for example, if a champion tries to place Brimstone and cannot place it because it resists, it goes on cooldown on that champion. The other champion can try, because you can have 1 Brimstone out. But if that champion attempts to do it and resists, then it goes on cooldown as well. So it should be fine if you have 2. But if they both resist, they both go on cooldown for 4 turns. So it will have a big impact. So yeah, so that's what I think with this one. An interesting option for Hydra. This guy looks cool, right? He might be quite useless, but he looks cool. If nothing else, he looks cool. Wuzgar. Attacks one enemy 4 times, 4 hits. That's a lot. Each hit heals the ally with the lowest HP by 2% of this champion's max HP. He is HP based, so you could probably scale it to like 8. Like, say like you can scale it to 80,000. We're talking, what's that? A 1600, is it? What's it, 0.02. It's like a 1600 heal times 4. I mean, it's not bad, but it's only the lowest HP. So it's a 6400 heal. It's okay. I don't think it's terrible. It's okay though, right? Question about Brimstone. If I have 2 champs with it and one places it and the other champ then go on cooldown next turn, or will it wait for the Brimstone? It should wait, Raz. It won't go on cooldown if you can't place it. That's my understanding. It only goes on cooldown if it attempts to place and fails to place. So if you resist or it doesn't roll or something like that nature, then it you know, if it gets blocked or if it gets removed or something like that. I'm pretty sure if it's already there, it can't be placed, so therefore it shouldn't go on cooldown. But I could be wrong, I guess. I haven't play tested it myself since they've changed it. But that was my understanding before. If you try to place it with multiple champions and it's already out there, then it can't be placed again. Like, for example, my Cantra, pretty much as soon as it falls off, I can replace it almost instantly. So I always have it up. And she's at a 5-star. So I normally take more than 3 turns on the Suffering Head because the Suffering Head is really slow. So it can't be going on cooldown if it's already out. Now, I don't know whether that's the case with other champions, but certainly the champion that places it can't. Brimstone has a 3% chance to resist on everything apart from from level 6 Olara. Once you hit rank 6, it can never resist. So, okay, so we got a 4-hit A1 that heals for about 6,400, give or take. It's going to be 6k heal to the lowest HP ally. Fine. The only downside is each hit might heal the lowest HP, but it won't heal one champion. It's going to keep recalculating who the lowest HP is, probably. So you could potentially have 6k heal split amongst 3 different people. Might not be ideal. Shaman's Gift heals all allies by 10%. Okay, so that's like an 8,000 heal. Also places counterattack buff on himself on a 3-turn cooldown for 2 turns. Okay, so it makes sense. He can counterattack with his A1. Okay, lots of healing. Tusked Protection places a reflect damage buff and a shield equal to 20% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 3 turns. And then restores destroyed max HP whenever this champion heals themselves on an ally. The amount of heal is restored to 30%. So first question I would have with this champion is that Ogryn Restoration. Does it work like Miracle Heal? Is it only going to restore the healing, the max HP? Is it only going to restore the amount that I actually heal, or will it restore off the total heal? Because if it works like Miracle Heal, it's a useless passive, because all this is giving you is 6-star Miracle Heal, and 6-star Miracle Heal is a useless passive anyway. Purely because, like, in Hydra, you never restore enough healing. Because even if you're at full HP, you're losing HP. It could be interesting. I feel like they've made this champion with the view of trying to target Finite Hard. Maybe, because that's the only other place where enemy max HP destructions matters. Or maybe, like, I can't imagine it's good for Sand Devil because he attacks too many times. No, he won't be alien. So what I mean by that is he'll have 1 damage in effect that attacks 4 times. What I meant is the heal will be recalculated on every single attack to the lowest HP target. It won't do it 4 times, I wouldn't have thought. I could be wrong, but I would imagine it'll be 1 effect for 1 attack 4 times with a related effect that heals the lowest HP target. It's just that lowest HP target will get recalculated. It won't go on the same one. That's my gut. Without seeing I haven't got the data mine. I don't have access to tests here or anything, so I'm just guessing on previous experience here. But yeah, so if that passive works exactly like Miracle Heal, that won't work for Hydra. He hits too many times for Sand Devil, so that's kind of useless. So he's not a Sand Devil champion. So then you kind of go, well, it must be Finite Hard. And the problem with Finite Hard is, yeah, you get Reflect, awesome, but that's only 5. The problem with Reflect damage buff is you want counterattack or ally attack because it's only 5 attacks. Whereas if you go with like a Valkyrie team or like a Martyr team, or you go with a Cardiel team, you get the actual A1 attacks. Now it's cool that he can self-buff his counterattack, but the problem you've got here is like, well, he's only ever attacking once every 3 turns. Like, it's not like he attacks with the A2 and attacks with the A3. He doesn't. So even though he's attacking with his A1 4 times, if you aggregate not having an attack on his A2 and his A3 against a champion that attacks 3 times on an A1 and then attacks on the A2 and the A3, he's actually attacking less even though he's got the counterattack. Because he has to set himself up to work. So I think he's been designed as an answer for Finite Hard, and I don't think he's an answer to Finite Hard. Because I just don't think he does enough. Because I don't value reflect damage, and I don't think he attacks enough times. So... yeah, if he had freeze, maybe it'd be quite good. But yeah, reflect with shield. That's the other point as well. Gherkin's made a very good point. Because you're dealing damage to a shield, you're not actually dealing damage on reflect. Now, the reflect damage will count as a hit, though. Even if you don't deal damage, it'll count as a hit. But the combination means that you'll never deal actual damage with reflect damage. It'll just deal 0 damage. So, I think, again, I think it's like one of those champions that they thought would be a good idea. It depends on how this works. If this works off total heal, this passive, it could be quite interesting for Hydra. But I don't think so. Yeah, but Acrobat, you've got to first set it up, right? So it's kind of like, well, what do you do? So he's taken a spot in a team. You need to hit the finite shield 21 times, right, to start with. So you've got to set up the reflect first. Well, either you don't have the reflect and you have counterattack, which means you're still losing 5, right? So if you think on Finite Hard, you got 21 hits, you open with the A2. Okay, you get 8 attacks, but you could have got 9 attacks because of reflect damage. You open with the A3. Well, now you only got like average 1 and 3 and 1, where another champion might also like. There's other champions that can bring reflect damage, hit twice on the A1 and hit on the A2, and it's the same thing. So I don't know. I don't think he's an answer to it. I think he looks cool. He might be a decent healer though. 10% AoE heal. Certainly if you're early game, it might be a decent heal. Might be good for cracking the finite shield on normal and early setting. Could be quite good. So, yeah, I just don't, I can't see it, Darky. I really can't. I can't see him... like, if we think of the Finite Hard team, I can't see him displacing a Cardiel, a Valkyrie, a Stag Knight, a Cold Heart, or an Acrisia. I can't see him replacing them. Because he doesn't do enough. And unfortunately, Finite Hard for me is like the only place at the moment in the game where it's almost like you have no options. If the champion is good for it, you use it. If it's not good for it, it has no place in there. It's very, very min-max because it's just there's no... the way that they've built Finite Hard, there is no room for forgiveness. Either it works or it just doesn't work. And we're going to see the same thing, I think, with Creodon here because he's the freeze guy, isn't he? So... so we got Creodon here now. New freeze guy. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing freeze. Books up to 35%. Each hit is good, but it's still not great. No, is it zoomed out? Sorry, guys. Let me zoom in. Let me just check the view. Sorry, I forget it's bigger on my screen. There we go. That should be better now. It's bigger when I'm looking at my screen. I forget it's smaller. So Creodon, the blue, looks amazing, by the way, guys. Gives me have you seen Thor 2, like the dark elf vibe from Thor 2? He gives me those kind of vibes. It's really cool. Looks really cool. So what do we got? Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing freeze. Books to 35%. Attacks all enemies on the A2 on a 3-turn cooldown. Each hit has a, what's that, 65% chance? Or was that 75% chance? 45, 55, 65% chance of placing freeze for 1 turn. And then Blessing of the Blue places increased speed for 2 turns and fills all allies 15% on a 3-turn cooldown. And he fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for each freeze placed by this champion. Okay, so... control and mouse wheel is what I use. So what I would say with this guy is right idea, bad execution. And what I mean by that is right now the best freeze champions for Finite that can't do Finite Hard beyond stage 6. Like, they can do stage 1 to 5, great, but they can't do stage 6 or higher, is Gory and Yakal. Because Gory's A2, you have a 100% chance to reduce to place freeze on 3 random targets. So when you're at the boss, you place it on the same target. So you basically get a guaranteed 3-turn, 45% turn meter reduction on the Fire Knight. Guaranteed. This guy's going to do 2 attempts at 65%. So Gory is better on the A2. But obviously Gory doesn't have any other freeze. But this guy has the A1. But the problem with the A1, this is going to be like Vizier territory. If anyone has ever used Vizier, like, this goes back to when Vizier was unbooked. You used to have this thing where you'd watch Vizier hit 3 times in a row with his A1 and never extend. It's going to be the same thing. So you basically have, like, there's a pretty good chance that he won't do his A1. I did some math earlier in the mountain, in the minion mountain. Let me see if I can find it here. I was basically working it out. So he has a 21% chance with full books and fearsome presence that he doesn't place a freeze on the A1. And there's a 49% chance he doesn't place a freeze on... What is it here? I think I probably need to recalculate this. Was it 65% chance? It's 55, 65. So there's a 35% chance we don't get it. And a 35% chance we don't get it again. So there is a 12.25% chance we don't get a freeze on the A2. So there's your problem. It's like, well, there's still a reasonable high chance. I mean, I suppose we could put fearsome presence on it. It would be 0.3, right? If we want to be fair to him. So he's basically got like a 9% chance he doesn't place a freeze on the A2. So Gory is like... So for example, Gory is a 45% turn meter drop every 3 turns. Creodon is going to have a 49% chance to drop 30% every 3 turns. So Gory is already way stronger. His A1 has a 78.4% chance he's going to do at least 1 freeze. So it's a pretty good chance you get a freeze on the A1. And there's only a 6.4% chance he's going to hit all 3. I think the problem is his viability. Now, I could be wrong. If you can run him in like Relentless Reflex, keeping in mind he also gets... Like, if he places 3 freezes on the first one, he's going to get 15% back. If he places a freeze on this one, he's going to get 10% back, potentially. He does give your team an increased speed buff, which is great. So it helps your team cycle. He might be able to be... Like, I think he's closer to Gory than, say, Durandal or Shiramani. But I think he's behind the Yakal and Gory angle. And again, you then come into the thing of, well, if there are no Yakal, Gory teams currently able to do the top level of Fire Knight hard... Is he just like a mid-range Fire Knight champion, like a 1 to 5? And if that's the case, is just Gory better? So I think it's interesting. I don't think he can get into the Fire Knight. I just don't think it's possible. I mean, maybe. He's 99 base speed, so he's a little bit slow. You'd need him at 105. He is pretty tanky, though, so you'll probably stay alive. Interesting one. I think he's one of those champions that I would want to pull and play test a little bit. But I think Gory is a stronger freeze champion than he is for this. It's just that he brings some utility to the team. I just don't know whether that utility and the thing you run the risk of is you low roll so many times you fail. And a lot of people want consistency. Like, there's a high risk that you low roll him, which means that you fail the run. Whereas at least with Gory, you've got a guarantee that every 3 turns you're going to get 45% turn meter drop. Guaranteed. Consistent. Regular. And that's without running things like Reflex and without running things like Refresh. So, yeah. But could he enable speed tunes below 1306 cardio speed? I don't know. Could help. But yeah, Rodrigo, you've probably seen it, right? You've watched it sometimes where Vizier just decides he doesn't want to extend on that A1 for no reason whatsoever, and it's the most frustrating thing you can watch. And then all of a sudden, he'll do it non-stop. I used to run Vizier and Bomb, and he'd do it all the time. I'd get to the boss, just about to set up, he'd miss the first extension, I have to restart it again. So... Saf, is strengthen part of the multiplicative damage reduction passive stack, or does it reduce separately? It's part of the multiplicative, so it gets multiplied with itself. Oh, where did we get to? I don't want that. I don't want that. Stay at 18. Okay, we need to run it another 100 times. Keep going. So I don't think these champions are starters a mid game. I think these two champions have been specifically designed to try and target Finite hard. I just think that they realized that they're epic champions and they've scaled them back to be of an epic quality. Because actually, if you think about it, if this was like each hit has a 50% chance of placing freeze, each hit has a 100% chance of placing freeze, you'd be like, okay, this guy can really do it. He's the best freeze champion for all of it. It's just too low a chance. It's not guaranteed. He's not safe. Even if his A2 was a 100% chance, that would be better. I just don't think he's strong enough. And that's it. So those are the champions. So I think, you know, some interesting epics. Definitely some good options to try and expand the pool of some of the weaker areas. Like, we don't have many block buff champions. We actually don't have that many freeze champions, which is good. Looks like a decent healer. I don't know whether he actually has any use. A new Vogoth. Bit of a tank. Looks huge. And then obviously another option for Clan Boss, never a bad option. And then a Golden War Maiden, which nobody really wants as a fusion. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Darky. Like, if you think how we used to run it, we used to have an allure that 100% chance to decrease the turn meter by 25% on every single attack. So there's a 75% turn meter reduction. Guaranteed, 100% chance on an A1. That's the kind of thing we need. Why wasn't the Alsgore the fusion? I mean, maybe they were afraid of giving another Helikath, maybe? As I said, it's one of those situations where I don't think any of the champions are particularly useless. I just don't think many of them are that, like, I really want it. Even the Void Legendary, like, I don't think he's, like, that crazy that I'm like, oh my god, I need to pull my Void Shards for him. You know, it's not like when Yumiko came out or when Taras came out, we were all like, okay, these champions are super OP. We're not in that position with them. They're good champions. They're just not, like, crazy. Potion keeps Faction 1 Arena. I mean, Arena's great, Gort. You really want him, do you, Odd One? I mean, he's good. But, like, I wouldn't, like... Right now on my main, I'm close to a Mercy. So I'm like, okay, I'm making sure that the Void times 10 that I picked my time to pull for the Mercy on is good. I didn't want a Leo, because I've got 2 Void Legendary Nukers. 3, actually. I've got Baron Vlad and Constantine. I don't need another one. So I'm like, what I really would like is a Warlord or a Yumiko or a Siphi. I'm picking specific champions that I want, and I don't think he falls into any of those categories. I don't think, like, if I pulled that new Void Legendary today, I don't think he adds any value to my account. I don't think he goes into any of my teams. He's good, he's just not, like, OP. What we got here? Yes, so the reason why I'm streaming earlier, guys, for those who have just joined in, is because Hellhades will be streaming in about an hour's time, the test server, and I didn't want you guys to have to choose between watching some of the newer champions shown off and watching my stream, because obviously I know there's some cross, you know, some people watch both streams, so I figured I'd stream a bit earlier, and then you guys can go watch the test stream if you want to. So he will be probably playtesting all these champions and trying them all out. You know, you'll probably figure out what, you know, you'll ask you guys what you want to see first, and you'll go for it. So yeah, so that's why I'm early. I would play test it if I had access to the test server, but I do not have. But question into the round, what speed does a booked Helikath have, including increased speed and a speed cardial to go on a 3-1 in the hard fight? I have no idea, Darky. I haven't done enough time on hard finite. You'd have to ask some of the more experienced pushers like Scent in our Discord community. Parvo's done a fair bit on it as well. Is Raid running out of ideas for champions and making duplicates with different skins? I don't think so. These new few, none of these new champions look any similar. Alsgore doesn't look like Helikath. It doesn't look like anyone. Genti doesn't look like anyone. This Grazo guy, okay, he looks a little bit like a, he looks a bit like the twins, but I mean, he's still unique with his shields and everything. Illicinia looks unique. Wurzgar looks unique with his axe. Creodon looks amazingly unique. I don't think there's anything like... The champion kits are all different as well. I dropped Solus for him on my Nightmare Hydra. Went from... I didn't even have access on the Provoke. So yeah, I want him. Well, I mean, yeah, he's got AoE max HP nuke. But then there's so many champions. Like my Royal Guard can out damage him. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to go into any of my teams. So... It's not that I'm saying he's bad. I just don't think he's like... He's not... Like, of all the Void legendaries in the game right now, he's not in the S tier for me. He's not even close to the S tier. You know, he's not anywhere near the power of Marichka, Taras, Siphi, Warlord, Yumiko. You know, these, like, ultimate, like, S tiers. Those are the ones that, like, my account would value from. Having basically, like, a Butch Husk... Like, that's all he is to me. He's got a Vogoth passive with Husk. It's not, like, crazy. I don't have that, no. Do you think players often don't know how to accurately project the quality of their champions? I actually think what happens is they go in with an idea, squiff stuff, what they want to develop. And then there'll be some sort of balancing that brings them in line with where they think the power curve needs to be. And that sometimes the champion becomes way too strong. Sometimes the champions come out intentionally way too strong. And then sometimes the champion will come out weaker than they probably anticipated. But that's because they can't actually make them any stronger. Which means sometimes a champion's kit has to be strong for it to make sense. Otherwise, it's not a very good kit at all. A bit like this Genti, for example. If Genti doesn't do damage... Her kit makes no sense because I can go and farm War Maiden to do drop defense with a rare book. So if she doesn't hit really hard, like, why would you build her? Because you're investing 12 legendary books into a champion that I can farm a rareable, farmable champion for. So that's a kind of an example of a champion that sometimes when they develop them, the concept is cool, but they may scale the damage to a point where it's not good if it doesn't hit hard. And my gut is telling me she doesn't hit hard enough. Yeah, my Royal Guard can probably outdamage him. My Royal Guard does like 40 million. Yeah, I mean, it's 60 million, but I mean, you've got him paired with like the best champions in the game, so sure. He's not far off Husk, odd one. If he's not far off Husk, it's not that much difference then, is it? Like, that's my point. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying of all the Void legendaries in the game, he doesn't do enough to actually make it like, oh my god, he's an amazingly OP champion. So, no, I'm just farming. To doable. I'm farming to try and get an XP boost for my main account, my free to play. I haven't got an XP boost, so I'm trying to do a referral quickly. So, how come I wasn't playing the free-to-play? I didn't have time, Kaval. I needed to find time, and the free-to-play was unfortunately the one that I found time on. So I put it to one side for the time being. I mean, yes. Right, okay, look. I can bring Mithralo and I have all the utility he has. I can bring Owella and I have all the utility he has. It's like, he's basically got Owella's kit with Vogoth passive and a Husk nuke. That is his kit. So... I don't need him because I have an Owella, I have a Husk, and I have a Vogoth. So I can have any combination that I want in them. I would not put him in the same class as Krisk. He's not... He's good. I would put him as A tier. I wouldn't... Like, he's 5 out of 5, but he's not Krisk. Like, Krisk has got AoE decreased attack on a passive 100% chance, AoE decreased defense on a passive 100% chance, AoE increased speed, AoE provoke, buff extension, self increase in defense, self continuous heals, massive passive shield at the start, AoE decreased speed. Like, he's not even on the same, like, he's not even on the same continent as Krisk. Like, you put Krisk in any team, you get every effect that you need to actually succeed in any battle. This guy's got increased defense, AoE, cool. Increased resistance, cool. But that still requires your other champions to have enough resistance to resist the effects. It's not like it's a silver bullet. He's got probably a small shield on the A1 and a Vogoth heal on a passive. So he's more AoE heal focused than Krisk, but he doesn't have AoE decreased defense. He doesn't have AoE decreased speed. He doesn't have AoE decreased attack. He doesn't have the shield that you get at the start. He doesn't have any self-healing mechanisms beyond his A2 healing, which obviously will be big because it's max HP. But if you're fighting a target with low HP, then his heal is down. Whereas at least with Krisk's continuous heal, it's like his continuous heal for his HP is a bit different. He could be the next Guaranteed Void. I don't think so. I think he's too strong for that. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to do, like, basically his A2 is probably going to be, like, typically most enemy max HP damage dealing effects beyond the ones that scale, like Seer, are 10% max HP, right? Cold Hearts is 10% max HP, I think. Acrizia, all of her attacks are 10% max HP. So he will do probably on the A2 a 10% max HP nuke to all targets. So I think he's good. As I said, I'm not trying to say he's a bad champion. I just don't think when you actually look at the comparison between Krisk and this dude, Krisk does far more for a team than this dude. He's particularly strong in Hydra, though, I would say. Like, he's particularly strong in Hydra. Hey, I read it on Hellhades. Where is Husk's nuke? I couldn't read any kind of max HP hit from him. He would be bonkers if he had. It's the A2. A2 is based off max HP. Yeah, well, Acrizia basically, she has two values still. The first value is her passive reduces all incoming damage by 50%. Because she reduces AoE damage by 50% and, like, 95% of all PvE content is AoE damage. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when she's attacking a higher HP target, basically every single attack, bar the A1, is a 10% max HP nuke. So if she hits twice, it's 20%. So that's her value. Exactly, Twisted Sky. If I got him, I wouldn't be mad. But for my main account, I have to be like, okay, the champion that I pull for Void Legendary, because I need so many specific ones, it's risky for me to pull for him, right? I wouldn't want him to pull him over a Yumiko because a Yumiko would transform my account. This guy is just going to make my Hydra team a little bit more easier, right? Like, I already won Key Nightmare. So that's, like, I wouldn't be upset with getting him, but at the same time, part of me would be, my main account could, like, yield a better option. How far away are we? We're almost there. Oh, look. Oh, well, this account has got a 3-day boost. Not the other one, though. Typical, isn't it? Oh, bit of XP boost there. Nice. Okay. We're not far. We only need like 50%. Probably like another 20 runs. We got this. And then we can get back to playing the free-to-play. So. No, I'm not thinking PvP, Zidkano. I'm actually looking at what my account needs. And I actually don't, like, a lot of people, like, care about, like, full auto in Hydra. Hydra, and I can tell you from the words of the developers, was never intended to be played full auto. It was designed to be a manual 3-battle a week you fight. So I don't care that I have to manual it. It doesn't bother me. The only thing I'm trying to improve at the moment is my brutal team. So yeah, you could go into my brutal team. It'd be cool, whatever. But I've got the champions on my account that I can do it already. So it's not like he immediately comes in and, like, gives me access to something I don't already have. Whereas champions like Yumiko, Warlord, Siphi, those champions give me access to something I don't have. Even a Kaimar would be more valuable to me than him, because Kaimar gives me a reset champion that I don't have. So I think that's what I'm trying to say is he's a good champion. If you haven't got Nightmare, like Ultra Nightmare Hydra, like Nightmare Hydra already, then he's very good. But for me, I already do like my Hydra. So he, like, of all the Void Legendaries I could potentially pull, he would not be the one that I would want. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's not that I'm thinking PvP only. I'm looking at my main account and going, does he actually go into any of my main account teams? No. Not immediately. And he's not going to enable something I couldn't do before. I need you to help me on my Hydra then. I still on hard. Yeah, I mean, he'd help you, right? Is ally protection... Is ally protection input before or after? It is done before all multiplication effects, William. That's why it's so strong, because essentially, before the Gathering Fury goes on, before all other effects go on, the damage reduction happens. The transfer happens. So it means that the boss can only multiply less damage. I want Key Nightmare full auto as well. I still would love to get him for that team, but you're probably right. That's what I'm saying, Odin, right? He's not going to make it. He's not going to, like, you can do more damage. Cool. It's not going to make a difference. You already won key it. So, whereas a Yumiko would give you access to things you don't have. That's all I'm saying. What we're doing at the moment, Green, is we're trying to get level 20 on a referral account so that I can actually put an XP boost on my free-to-play. Because I ran out of XP boost on my free-to-play. Which is dumb. If they intended to be manual and take so long for the fight, why put it forcing you to use an advanced key in the advanced crash? Super annoying. Because they're trying to force you to play the game mode sniper. I know for a fact that's what they said. But for me, I don't mind it. So I don't look at it like... I manual all my Hydra keys. It's the only bit of content I actually enjoy manualing because it requires me to think and change strategy. There's a difference. Like if something happens the same every single time, then it's boring to do it manual. But Hydra, you always have different situations where the way the heads roll and the different attacks and different things can happen. So it's a little bit more engaging to me to do it manually. Yeah, exactly, Stiko, right? I don't use Chris Calf as much as I used to because I kind of have champions that specialize. He's one of those champions that could just do everything, but he's not very like, he's not like he's S tier. Well, that's the right word to say it. He's not like he's a specialist in anything. And normally once you get to a certain point, you start using specialist champions. What is the picture in the background? That is the Tharung La Pass in Annapurna in Nepal. Hey, stop playing up. Cats. Honestly. Yeah, like for example, if my free to play pulled that Void Legendary, he would go in every single one of my teams, right? Because he's by far the best champion on my account, and he would probably make me able to do any of those Doom Tower bosses without any difficulty. He's not like, that's what I'm saying. He's not a bad champion. For my main account, he's not a good pull. For my free-to-play account, I'd want him a lot. If he was a guaranteed Void Knight 80 shards in my free-to-play, I would pull him without even a second thought. When you don't have access to champions, you need those generalists that are very good at just being able to go into every team. When you have a stacked account like my main account, you start really having to question things like, you know, do I really want to pull for that Leorius? Is he really going to make a difference to my account? Or do I want to try and save my chances of getting a better champion? It's just a different account progressions. What's your favorite champion to put in a stun set? I guess Uko at the moment. Uko basically, I'll show you the team that I basically completed Doom Tower with this month. You won't even believe it. All of Doom Tower. Every single stage. You won't believe it. She's probably just woke up. She's probably feeling a bit... It's a weird time for her. 7 o'clock. She's not used to me streaming. If I pulled a second Sify, would you build her? Probably. But then I also think because of her base speeds and everything, you might want to save her in case you get a third. Because a +2 Sify with the base speed of 150 and 10 bonus speed is quite a lot. Are there any plans to add a list of champs on the website which shows which ones benefit from multiple effect hits with gear sets, like the video showed? Amazing breakdown news, amazing breaking news, by the way. We probably might add something to the website. We haven't like decided. We're just trying to get the website up to date at the moment with all the hard ratings. You'll notice now, like if we look at Creodon the blue here, you'll see now that the website is starting to get hard mode ratings. We've got hard mode ratings in here. We've got Sand Devils coming in. We are going to be releasing new arena rating models soon. We're just going through the last few checks of all the different champions that we did from the maintenance the other day. And then obviously we've got to update the tier list. So we're just updating those things first. And then maybe when we look at the skill revamp, because we've got a plan for that, we can do it at the same time in terms of like maybe a flag that says this skill attacks twice so it can have multiple chances. Something like that we'll probably do. Saf, what a coincidence. I just moved my stun Uko into Doom Tower team and altered the whole tower mine. Yeah, like my team is crazy fast now. Because I don't have the Kaimars, right? So obviously if you've got Kaimar, if you've got triple Calvalax, double Zarvia, those teams are always going to be faster. I don't have any Calvalaxes. I don't have a Kaimar. So I don't have the luxury of doing that. So I tend to find like my Seer team works. I clear Doom Tower every single time. But it requires a lot of like time and turns. Sometimes it can be a bit awkward. I might sometimes have to manual a few floors if I don't get the right rotation of crowd control. This team I threw in, I was like, oh, I wonder how good it will be now that I've rebuilt a bunch of champs. And it's like, whew. I will be finishing an hour early today. There we go. Excellent. Turn off. Good. We're done. It's over. Thank the Lord. Cool. Awesome. Nice. What do we get? Progression rewards. That's player and points. An epic book. Isn't that cool? Right. Let's get out of this. Go. Leave. Exit. We'll go to the main account first. How many accounts I got going on here? Green, I may not have time today because I'm ending in 45 minutes for Hellhades stream. But Thursday might be a better one. Actually, I'm going to be streaming. I forgot to mention this. I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday this week. Secret surprise Wednesday link. So maybe Wednesday, Green, if you can do it. If you can catch me on Wednesday, we can do it then. Because there is a new Lord of the Rings mobile game coming out on Wednesday. So we're going to be playing some of that. Right, so someone asked to show the Spider hard team that I'll be running. Remember, guys, tomorrow, do not run super raids if you're running clan versus clan. You don't get half the points. Doesn't work as well. This is my Spider 10 hard team. Akimtum, Taurus, Ruel, Dark Kale, Cold Heart. Boom. What are you doing? Huh? There's nothing in there, look. What are you doing, cat? Who do you have in place of Ruel? You could do a Mithrala Akimtum team. Ruel's passive, though, is really powerful. It saves you 10% damage. Because essentially his passive increases the damage everyone takes under Hex by 10%. So it saves me damage. Come on then. What are you doing? Make a decision. Okay. We're feeling indecisive. So there's a new game coming out tomorrow called Lotto Heroes. Let me see if I can find the link. There we go. We're going to be playing it. It's apparently coming out on the 10th. I don't know what time on the 10th. So I'll be doing a stream of it. We'll play it. I'll see if I can get an emulator running. Hopefully I can get it downloaded. It's by EA. Looks pretty good. It looks like a hero collector style thing. It's kind of hard to find information on their website. It's kind of hard. So yeah, we'll be giving it a go. It all launches from... It's an iOS and Android app. So Is Ruel the same as Mithrala? Not quite doable. The only reason why I'm saying that is because Ruel, you get this passive, increases the damage enemies under Hex receive by 10%. So everything that the Queen takes is 10% more. It's basically like a bonus weaken on top of weaken. So it's hard to replace this. You have to maybe like rebuild it. I think my brother basically runs a Mithrala reset team, but dropping Ruel does change the team up a bit because you generally don't have enough damage without this passive. Mine's carefully built. You saw an ad for that recently. Yeah, YST was talking about it. I didn't know what he was on about, and he mentioned it to me. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I ran this team on every single stage of hard. Unbelievable, right? They just rinsed it. Yeah, Romantu. I had to bring in Romantu in the end because I tell you why. The Cupiduses were destroying me. Cool. I had to bring him in to stop the Cupidus just destroying my team. The Cupidus Venus change. But yeah, you can just see like it just... This is like the hard floor 119. Like, the hard carry potential here is insane. That's why I think Vlad is actually low-key OP. Like, people will sleep on Vlad. I think he's one of the best Void Legendaries now. His carry potential is so strong with his A2. Like, look how much turn meter he's got back. And another one. Constantine hasn't done anything yet. Well, you say it's very easy, cool. It's only easy because we have giga accounts, right? It's actually still quite... Some waves are still quite hard, especially when they keep buffing champions. Every time they buff these champions, like the Virgum cars and the what's the one they buffed last patch? Like the tongue person. I can't remember. Elegaeus. It makes it harder. Like when they've buffed Cupidus now, it makes it harder. But the carry in this team is not Constantine, believe it or not. He's providing a bunch of damage. The carry is Vlad, and Vlad and Uko mainly. Oella just stabilizes it. It means that most effects don't land on me. It means that I can heal. Like a healing potential. Look at this heal. It's like huge. She's one of the strongest healers in the game. I'm going to be doing a spotlight on Oella. I think she's low-key OP. Her healing output is insane. Yeah, exactly. I still think these top floors are quite hard for a lot of people. Especially, like, I don't have reset champions and stuff, so... You can't just one-shot these. Like, some of these waves, you have to just one-shot. Oh, we lost the Romantu. We might fail this wave because we had bad... We kind of had a bad rotation on here. Oh, we're going to fail this one. I actually ran it full auto earlier and it went straight through, but I think we got to the final wave and it we didn't have Vlad or Uko. But I ran it early and it ran perfectly. Like, in an ideal world, I'd actually set up an AI team for this and make Uko actually open with his A2 rather than his A3. I don't really need his A3. But Oella's healing output with her passive and her A2 is insane. Like, look how much she's healing him. Does she heal more than Wither? I think so. I think she healed. Because the thing with Wither is, yeah, you get a big heal, and you also get the A1 continuous heals, but she does the continuous heals just more passively. Because whenever anyone loses 15% of their HP, they get a continuous heal.
She also extends the duration of those continuous heals when she uses her A2, and she's got a 30% turn meter fill, so you get a bit more utility in her kit. Oh, someone got sheeped. The increased resistance is actually quite useful as well. See what I mean? Look how many continuous heals I've managed to stack up on Vlad now. Where with it requires a little bit more engagement, you have to actually A1 with it. She becomes a bit of a nuisance to try and get rid of heals, because if you can't one-shot her, she's just going to keep giving heals out. Yeah, the A2 is not far from Demitha's. Demitha's higher ceiling, though. There you go. Keep in mind, Awela has 100% decreased speed on an A1. 100%. Full heal. Now we got control of the fight. Mostly. There's that heal. But, you know, this is like 119. These are really hard floors. They're not the hardest mobs to fight. You know, there's not Siphi Rhodus, but they're still pretty hard floors to break. Essentially with a... Oh, that wasn't great. Essentially with a Vlad Constantine as the carry. There you go. 72 turns. You know, if we look at what other teams people are running, obviously most of the clan are running like one-shot teams, right? You know, Yumiko Kaima. I can't compete with these teams. But it's up there. You know, it's always going to be that this team here is the fastest, right? One-shot capability. So, yeah, so it's like crazy. You wouldn't think that's kind of like... But it was. I actually need to do a Hydra Key quickly here. Let's go smash this for some damage. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Let's get the Vladimir, the Constantine, the... Brogni. Phenax. Seeker. Arbiter. And let's go with you, I guess. Yoshi, Siphi, Draco, Kaimar, Seer. I mean, yeah, the reset makes it much easier, right? I only have Renegade, so it's not a full reset. I just found that without... what I found was with Renegade, she needed more turns. Basically. Why are we not close to killing any heads yet? There we go. Let's go to those fears. Just wanted you to know, it's very nice that you do these videos. One thing I noticed was that you were talking about attacking with Frostbite when it works when being attacked. At the start of that video, Gijara, I specifically said that the Frost and the Frostbite set works when you are attacked with that ability. So I did clarify that at the start of the video.
So it technically should work in reverse, right? So it should work as... if I get attacked with that ability, then Frost Set has X amount of chance to land it, right? It should work in reverse. Yeah, Fennex is low-key OP. We're just not landing any debuffs, which is bad luck. I mean, you get an AoE block buffs with Fennex. It's not 100%, but it's better than nothing. Oh, I may have misspoke when I was running through the list Gijara. But yeah, right at the start is where I mentioned that that's the way Frost. Sleep on Sand Devil equals FK hard. How many years have you been trying to pull for Kaimar? Too many. Too many years. I've given up trying. It's taken me that long. I need to kill another head now. Who do I kill? Take away that. Well, that's annoying. Let's try and kill the Torment head. Really? Really? Let's take away the buff. Nice. Can we get Weaken out now so we actually get... Nope, apparently not. We're not allowed uptime for our debuffs. Yeah. Warlord, all of that. It's actually amazing. It's almost like... I feel like there's a conspiracy against my account that I've not managed to get some of the arena stuff. That bad. I mean, it's no joke how far away some of my it's no joke how far away my account is from the actual top tier meta. It's almost like it's like deliberately dodging the meta. It's quite painful. Oof, nice 1 million damage there. Nailed it. Keep assault. 1 Hydra key used. Go smash up the city head here. No. Oella has just made all of my teams now. I built her. She's in every single one of my teams. That's okay. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it is very possible, Gijara. Somewhere in the video, I may have misspoke. But right at the start, I wanted to make sure I clarified that when I'm talking about Frost and Frostbite, it means that the skill that I'm talking about attacks a target wearing that set. So... apparently, though, someone in the comments did say I need to be a bit more like Hellhades and get more of my... I need to get more hype from like Hellhades, so I'm going to have to try and reinvent myself as the man from the main man. Right, can I do what I need to do here, which is set up this for... There you go. There you go, nice. Cool. This is my Griffin farm team, by the way, guys. I put a Weller in it now with Elva. Just to kind of show you why, to some extent, when the faction comes out for Sylvan Watchers, I actually don't think my team can die because of Elva Oella. I know I got Brogni in here, but seriously, they're not taking any damage because I've got, like, seriously. Okay, watch this heal now. My team cannot die. Can't die. I actually don't think that Oella Elva can let anyone die. I physically don't think it's possible. Like, look at the healing. 855,000, 974,000. Yeah, I need to get Bandana, right? What do we do with Faction War Stage 19 Lizard? Double block revive champ. How to counter. Control. Ruz. Stun sets. CC. It's the only way. Does YouTube have a streaming function like Twitch to raid? Yes, that's what I was setting up, Kessel. So it's a bit awkward. They have this thing called redirect. So what happens is when I end my stream, it should redirect you to his stream. But the only problem is I can't set it up until Hellhades schedules his stream. Like, you can basically schedule a stream, a YouTube video. So until he actually schedules his stream, I can't actually set it as the redirect. I can't set a channel to redirect to. It has to be a specific video. It's not quite the same thing. I can't push a button and raid into him, for example, but it's set up now. So what should happen is at the end of this stream, we should be able to, you'll be redirected to him, theoretically. It's meant to work. So I will be, to be fair though, I don't think I can really make a list of like 60 champions that do double things that exciting anyway. But loads of people kept asking me, can you give me the full list? And I wanted to do it with context. So people can basically scan through it. There's a link to the list. They can watch the video if they want. But I just did find it funny that people said, you need to get more like Hellhades. You need to deliver it in a more exciting fashion. I'm like, I'm not sure it's possible to make it exciting. Ooh, oh, it killed a champion. Oh no. My Septimus is dying. How will we cope? Oh wait. Doesn't really matter because unless you can kill the Oella and the Elva, I'm just going to keep reviving. It might take me longer. It's an absolute obnoxious combo. Oella Elva. It's so gross. Like, he's nearly full health. He's going to die again because the stacks are up, but... I have 15 stacks now. 17 stacks. Full heal. Did you see the full heal then? She didn't even take a turn. She's full healed. It's insane. It's insane. I can't get over it. When am I going to cosplay like Hellhades? I don't know. If I can cosplay some of his shard pulls, that would be great. Right? Am I going for the fragment fusion? I will go for it on my main account. But I'm not that excited. I'll do it, but I'm not like... It'll sit... Like, Supreme Elhane is still sitting in my vault. She's probably going to be... Like, I'd imagine Genty will be stuck there for a good 6 months before I pull it. So... But it's funny, right? Because people say I need to be more hype in that. I look back at my original videos, right? The quality of my original videos to the qualities that I deliver now is insane. Like, the old videos are awful. I'm like, hello, this is Saf, I'm here, and this is like what we're doing, and isn't this amazing, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, good lord, I've actually fallen asleep, I'm so bored. Now I'm a lot more like, yeah, hey, hi, how's it going? Let's do this, and we're a bit more animated. So it just comes with like time and experience and confidence and different things. But I've never been a person that gets like, I'm not a super animated person. I'm an analytical person. So I'm never gonna like manufacture, like I'll be more energetic, but I'm never gonna manufacture that kind of like, I'm amazing, look how cool it is. It's not me. It's never been my personality. I think videos could take a little bit of editing, a little bit less plain reading numbers. Yeah, so some things, Acrobat, you'll notice that the editor does. It depends on how quickly I can get to recording it. So, I've got the videos coming out this week. The editor will be doing a lot more of it. But yeah, it just depends. Like if I edit my own videos, I'm normally just editing the errors and cutting it in that fashion. If I need to get a video out, I'll do it myself. But we do have an editor that like edits a bunch of my videos. You can tell the difference in style, right? There's more animations that get put into it. There's more quality. Because I'm not that super talented at doing editing. I know how to edit a video, but I'm not like, it's not my profession, you know, and it is a skill and an art doing it. So yeah, if I need to get a video out because of time scales or whatnot, or because I feel like I want to get the video out quicker, then I'll edit it myself. So yeah, that was a fun stream, that one. I really enjoyed that stream when we basically were doing I'll do this later. I just wanted to finish this. When we were trying to figure out how to beat the Fire Knight 13 on the free to play. That was really fun. Oh, look at that. 235 out of set. I'll get that tomorrow. We'll have like 5 legendary books tomorrow, so that's kind of cool. We'll finish all that after later. Cool. Let's go back to the free to play. Where's the gear video with spreadsheets? What gear video? Which one? Let's go back to this one. Yeah, I mean, what I would say is my content is designed for people a bit more who want to see the hard numbers and like the details, and that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to be Hellhades. I'm not trying to copy anyone else. Like, there are other people that can do content delivery better than I. But what I do have is people come to me wanting the details, the facts, the figures, the accuracy, those kind of things. Did we ever get to this milestone? Did we end up getting this? It ends on April 26th. I'm guessing we didn't. That's a bit embarrassing. 1.4 million. Rip. Awkward. Yes. XP boost. News, yes. Boom, 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 boom. Let's claim it. XP boost. Thank God, we got an XP boost again. Heaven, like, thank Lord. Thank the Lord. Right, what were we doing? Campaign stage, was it? Quests, yes. Let's go do some of this. Didn't Ash coin the big brain the other day? Did he? Oh, that's nice of him. Ash is the OG. I like Ash. It's funny, people always will say to me, did you watch this? Did you watch this? And I'm like, I wish I had time to watch all of the creators' videos. I try to dip in and out where I can. But like, I just don't have time in my day. I've had to dedicate more time to my own mental sanity lately. Because if I just keep, like, I keep burning so many hours, like, I just don't have time to like keep track of everything that's going on in the world. But I do like to touch base. Like Shinny's videos, for example, I was trying to catch a few of his the other day, but they're just quite long videos. I don't have time to sit there for an hour and a half, unfortunately. Ash appeals to a certain audience. He knows his audience very well, right? Ash is not really designed for our audiences who like drill down. His audiences are much more mobile players, is much more casual free-to-play players and those kind of communities. He probably has a subset of viewers who are very hardcore about the game, but the majority of his viewership is going to be not the people that care about whether 0.1% matters or not, you know? You've got a big part of content creation is knowing your audience, and I know 100% that I'm not going to attract the big audience because I want to be different. I'm making that conscious decision. But he knows his stuff. Ash is a genius. Whatever Ash does, he's a clever man. I actually don't know how Ash finds time in the day, I'll be honest. A lot of people will sometimes say, oh, you should get Ash involved in some of these community projects and things. I'm like, I don't even think Ash has time to run his own channels half the time. I don't even know where he finds it. You made a triple Painkeeper Iron Twins for me. Thank you. Thank you. I can't make it because I don't have 3 Painkeepers, Mullet Reaver. But the team is working great. I think it hasn't failed once since I've now put masteries on Tatora Mullet. It works pretty well. I mean, it's probably not as fast as maybe the triple Painkeeper, but hey, it works. I don't have to invest any more. If I eventually get a third Painkeeper, I'll have a look at it again. You said you were going to do a gear breakdown video, your starter series that you have talked about, that I bug you about. Oh, yes. So there's 2 series I need to really do. One of them is the speed tuning series and re-record it. And the second one is I need to do like a proper gear breakdown. The actual reason why a lot of that was delayed, Jessica, is because gearing lately has taken a bit of a pummeling, right? We've had new artifact sets. We've had artifact ascension. We've had all these extra little things. We've had reworking. We've had loads of like mythical gear. So I need to actually reevaluate all of my equations for all of the gearing. Like even like the standard champion builds I use my damage assessment for, I probably need to reevaluate that now because there's more stats available in the game than there's ever been. You know, we're getting extra rolls from mythical gear. We're getting extra rolls from artifact ascension. It's very hard now to know. Would love to hear your opinion on Shinny's Nuka tier list. Can you... in the Discord, Dutchy, can you drop a link to it for me so I can watch it? I know, for example, Shinny like has used Samson a bit and has used Arix, and my personal opinion is I don't think they're that good. I think they can work, but I'm terrified that if Samson doesn't get a kill, he's useless, right? He's a bot. It's not that I'm saying Shinny doesn't know what he's doing. Of course he does. The man, he knows what he's doing. But like when you compare someone like a Samson the Masher up against like some of these like really easy to enable nukas, it becomes a bit of a question mark for me in my head. So you linked it to me. Where did you link it to me? Oh, cool. Thank you. Let's just see quickly, shall we?
So Live Arena has been up for a while, and I thought that it's finally time to make a tier.
Let's see. He's got it here. I'm going to screenshot it quickly. Oh, that's a bad screenshot. That's not screenshot. So let's see. What do we got then? Well, 10 minutes before stream. So he's got Taras, Rotus, Harima. I definitely 100% agree with Taras and Rotus. Although I would say he's probably approaching this from the right setup. So there's 2 things you've got to consider when you're doing a tier list is the champion themselves and then the champion within the team. Taras on his own is not actually pickle ban 100%, believe it or not. Because if you can take away his fuel, his buffs, he actually doesn't hit that hard. Where he scales in damage is buffs. So if you've got a Siphi, Duchess, Taras combo, then yeah, you're probably going to have to ban the Taras because you can't ban the buffs. So Shinny's not wrong because he's probably thinking, well, the enemy teams are probably going to pick a Siphi, Duchess, Warlord, something to fuel that Taras. But if the Taras doesn't have a setup, he is actually a champion you can ban. You can leave up. Because I've seen Tarases, even good Tarases, when you take away their buff setup, not hit hard enough because he needs the bonus, right? His damage comes from the multiplication effect, not the other effects. So I would say that the S tier you pick or ban is a bit dangerous to have because there's always context. Like Rotus without Siphi or protection is really easy to kill. He's squishy. Same as Harima. Without the protection, she's really easy to kill. Whereas someone like a Leorius and a Candy, they're a lot harder to kill. Because they can go in without requiring the setup. Rotus is probably S tier because he can do that as well. But like Leorius and Candy for me are still A tier, but they don't require, like the conditions for enabling their success is far less dependent on the team. I still think Taras succeeds if the team is correct. If the team is not good, then Taras isn't good. That's what I would say. Jorgid, for me, I think is S tier. Like, I've seen Jorgid's one-shot my Duchess without increased attack. I think Jorgid is just, like, he bypasses everything. The only thing that stops the Jorgid probably is reaction. But even then, I've seen Jorgid's one-shot me through reaction. So I would say probably Jorgid goes up to S tier because... again, he's probably alongside the Taras a little bit where you can leave him up if you can kill him quickly, but he's harder to leave up because you run the risk that if he gets a turn, you probably have lost. Valkyrie, yes, interesting, I guess. I wouldn't put Ronda up this high. I'd put Ronda as B. Ronda is a meta pick. Ronda is not I would say the only reason why I say that is because I think, again, she's designed to pick on a target, but if she can't actually do anything other than pick on that target, she has nothing else, so I wouldn't pick on her. Tormin, I would put as okay. I think Tormin goes down a bit. Hegemon goes down a bit. I'd put Mortu up a little bit higher. Anithwi, I would put probably a little bit lower. I'd put Trunda a little bit higher. I'd put Stultus up a little bit higher. Nogdar, when he gets reworked, might go up higher. We'll have to see how it goes. Nogdar, when he gets reworked, might go up. Yeah, I think that's... like, this is differences of opinion. The reason why I would put Stultus higher is because he's more self-sustaining. I'm looking at it more from a less dependency on the team, maybe. I'm trying to disconnect the team with the champion. Stultus buffs his own attack, defense, and he has double AoE. Instantly gives him more value. Doesn't hit super hard, which is why he would probably be a B. Niche but good. But I think it's a bit unfair to put him at C. If you're pumping him on the same bandwagon as someone like an Arix, that's not fair. I think he's stronger than Arix. I think he's stronger than Karato. And again, Turvold is only good if you can set him up. And you need him to be set up right. He can't breach Stone Skin. He can't breach reaction necessarily. Hefrak is a similar thing. Whereas I don't really stress about Hefrak because if she's going to attack a full shielded Stone Skin bolstered team, she can't actually get to a secondary hit. Unless she can get through bolster, she isn't that strong. So I would say Hefrak is maybe a B, not an A. But that's a personal opinion. So I think Ragash is much higher. Yeah, I think Ragash is a little bit higher as well. The only reason why I think Shinny has rated him lower without me watching the video is because he's a single AoE. So once he's done his AoE and he also debuffs at the same time, is he at risk of sheep? Is he at risk of like not being able to rotate? So, but yeah, I think it's there or thereabouts. All I would say is I don't necessarily categorize something as 100. The only champions I would say are 100% pickle ban are Yumiko Warlord. And that's about it. Taras is 100% ban if you can't ban out his buffs. But there's always a condition. 9 times out of 10, unless you're going to go before the Warlord Yumiko, you have to ban the Warlord Yumiko. There's no counter out to it. There's very few champions that can counter it. I think maybe a Mortu potentially, maybe a like someone like a Fenax A1 in the right setup potentially, but then you can't get the buffs, debuffs out to enable them. Maybe a Candy can do it with an A1. Very, very hard. It's almost like impossible not to. You almost have to always ban the lockout because if you can't, you'll lose eventually. I mean, I've even lost to a team that was Warlord, Yumiko, Arbiter, Siphi because I couldn't do anything. They revived, they healed. I could never take a turn. I just lost eventually, bit by bit, because they're just too strong. I took out their Nuka thinking they only needed one Nuka and they just won with a little bit of damage into one of their champions. Yeah, Uko should be in this list, but he's not Nuka, so that's probably why. I'm banning Rotus a few times, but again, Rotus is more about the setup. If I'd rather ban the Necret to gain access to the Rotus than ban the Rotus himself. Because I think that's easier. If you can gain access to the Rotus, you can kill him. But then I'm thinking from I would draft something like a Fenax, or I would draft something like a Constantine, or something like an Anithwi to basically just block revive him. Once he's dead, they've lost. Right? That's kind of like the way you do it. But yeah, I don't think... I'm looking at this list and I don't see anything that's instantly alarming. I don't think Arix should be in this list. I think it's leftovers. I think Arix is a bit overrated. Personally, I don't think Arix is worth it because I think it's counterable. And as soon as you can counter it, it's not worth anything. Same with Errol. Takes too many debuffs. I put his leftovers.
Ileal I'd actually put as niche. I'd actually move Ileal to B. And the only reason why I say that is he's a very good secondary nuker. He's a very good option to leave up as a secondary nuker because he can take out one person. The problem with Ileal is he just can't do much once he's taken out one person. Whereas Jorkid gets that extra turn and he gets other things. So I think Ileal is one of those niche but good options where you might find a use in the right setup. It's just if you don't have the right setup, he's awful. Yeah. And again, Astrolith, like, if you get the right setup, it's good, but you can ban out the setup, right? So Soulless requires Siphi. If you haven't got Siphi, Soulless is bad. If you've got Siphi, Soulless is much better than Leftovers. Samson and Mountain King is where I'd put these. So yeah, I think generally I'm guessing he's using Supreme Elhane here as Leftovers rather than Elhane itself. So yeah,